Every step you carry, even when I had less. Every good gift in my hands came from above. You kept me in the fire. You kept me in love. So I lift my voice from the floor to the throne. Your hands held me steady when I stood alone. The Lord is faithful. He will see me through. Guard my feet from evil. That's what you do. Thank you, Abba. Oh, thank you, Abba. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. Bless the Lord, my soul. The Lord is faithful. The Lord is faithful. He gives me peace. He gives me peace. When the night got heavy, you stayed in the room. You put hope in my heart like a flower in bloom. The Lord bless you and keep you. I still sing it loud, face shining on me in the middle of the crowd. Gracious over my house, gracious over my name. No fear can own me when I call your name. So I lift my voice from the floor to the throne. Your hands held me steady when I stood alone. The Lord is faithful. He will see me through. Guard my feet from evil. That's what you do. Thank you, Abba. Yeah. Thank you, Abba. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. Bless the Lord, my soul. Oh, the Lord is faithful. The Lord is faithful. He gives me peace. He gives me peace. Every good gift, every perfect gift comes down from above. Comes down like this. Establish me, keep me, hold me in your light. When the wolves come near me, you still make it right. Thank you, Abba. Bless the Lord, my soul. Bless the Lord, my soul. The Lord is faithful. The Lord is faithful. He gives me peace. He gives me peace. Thank you, Abba. Hey. Thank you, Abba. Hey. Thank you, Abba. Hey. Thank you, Abba. Hey. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys on this fine Tuesday morning. I appreciate you guys pulling up and hanging out with us this morning. Hope you guys enjoyed Monday. Great start to the week. Hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. You know, we don't do a Monday show over here, so I get an opportunity to check out, a lot of folks that are doing things on the Monday. So I hope you guys had a great start to the week. Lord knows I did. Yesterday was phenomenal. We're getting it in, and we got a heck of a show today. We got a lot to get into. Usual prospects are in the building. My sister Celeste from Celeste_Duffy is back. She should be back with us this morning. My sister Crystal is in the building. She rebranded. I cannot remember the actual name of the new show now, but Crystal from CrystalBeyondLabels is in the building. Shout out to my brother Danzel, Minister Danzel from the Probe Analysis. He is in the building this morning as well. And the Messy Conservative, Mika, is in the building this morning as well. Now, y'all already know what time it is. We got to get the show started off properly with the verse of the day. And the verse of the day is out of 1 Samuel. Shout out to my brother Hunter coming through. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find him here. There you go. And like I said, verse of the day is out of 1 Samuel, and it says, he will take a tenth of your sheep, and you will be his servants, and you will cry out in that day because of your king, whom you have chosen for yourselves. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. That is 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 17 and 18, right in line with the thumbnail, the title. Shout out to you, Hunter, always coming through, helping us get the show started off properly. Thank you very much. Shout out to Cold Steel Rails, been a member for 3 months. Says good morning, ARP family. Good morning to you as well. Shout out to Jen Bias for the 2 jewels. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate your support. T. Paul is in the building, been a member for a month. Good morning. God is good. Blessings to all. Thank you so much. And shout out once again to Jen Bias with the 2 jewels. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. We appreciate you guys supporting what we're doing over here. Let me say what's up to my folks in the chat, and we're going to get things kicked off. We'll get everybody up here. What's going on, Kirsten? How you doing this morning, sister? Appreciate you pulling up, shipmate. Hope all is well with you out there in TX. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let me see, who was my, Papa Died. First person in the chat this morning. Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Cindy K? How you doing this morning? Lori Addison is in the building as always. Appreciate you pulling up this morning as well. What up, Wolf Hart? Said he's number 7 on the like button. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. What's going on, Vicky? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat. Down with Lovejoy is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up from Colorado. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Hubert? How's it going, man? It's good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up. Ever visit a place and you felt like home and like an outsider at the same time? Oh, man. Wow, that's a good one. I don't know. I have to think about that for a second. I have to think about that one. What's up, Lewis? How you doing this morning, brother? It's good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Corey Brown? It's good to see you this morning as well. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Professor Sonny? How you doing this morning, sister? Callie is in the building. Shout out to you. What's up, Carlton? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Thank you very much for pulling up. Again, I have to stress it. Hit that daggone like button for me. What's up, Steven? How you doing this morning? We got Al Blossoms in the building. Good morning to you as well. Appreciate you pulling up. Kimberly Gray is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. What's up, Madam Vanderstelt? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Says he's excited to see the TGP app demo, hopefully tomorrow. Okay. What's up, Miss Joyce? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat this morning. Thank you very much for pulling up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see who else we got up in here early this morning. All right. What up, Angela Montgomery? Appreciate you pulling up. New Jersey is in the building. Shout out to you. The Mad Researchers in the building this morning. Appreciate you pulling up this morning as well. What up, LJ? How's it going? It says happy terrific Tuesday. Let's dive right into today's broadcast. I can't even talk today. Good Lord. What's up, Eden Legacy with Jesse? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All righty. Let me get ready to get my folks pulled up here. We're going to get things kicked off. Again, hit the like button for me. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hitting the like button. Looks like wifey is up this morning. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. She always comes through and watches the show, so I do appreciate it. And then critiques after the fact and so forth and so on. So we do appreciate you. Constructive criticism, though. It's always constructive. Shout out to Dorothy coming through with 1,000 joules. Appreciate you, Dorothy. Thank you so much. Shout out to Demetrius coming through with 400 joules. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you. What up, Lewis? 10 months and still going strong. Shout out to you, Lewis, man. Appreciate the support. It's Big Bear in the building with the $2 super chat. Let's get it God's way today. I love that. What up, Eric? How's it going, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Can we give a shout out to Kuini? Hopefully I pronounced that proper. Who watches from New Zealand. Shout out to you. I see her in the chat. She normally watches the replay because they are a little off on the time zones, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're a 12 or 13-hour distance, so she normally gets up and watches the replay. Shout out to you. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you for bringing her to our attention this morning. Thank you very much. Let me get ready to get my folks pulled up this morning. What's up, Minister Danzel? How you doing this morning, brother?
Hey, you know I'm blessed, man. Ain't nothing but a blessing to come here and be on ARP and to be alive and able to talk about Jesus. Man, I'm
Hey,
happy.
I hear that. Well, we appreciate you pulling up this morning, as always.
Great to be here.
What's up, Crystal? How you doing this morning, sister?
Hey, we got that memo, baby.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday.
You said the memo. Oh, the white memo.
Yep. My birthday month is going away slowly, so I'm just going to let it go to rest slowly but surely.
You know, I gotta drill that into my memory, Crystal. God's Verdict with Crystal podcast. I gotta drill that in because I'm so used to CrystalBeyondLabels, so I gotta make sure
take a little while to get used to
drilled
it.
in. So
nice name.
Listen, I have to.
I like the name though.
I have to get used to it because I'm like with God's Verdict with Crystal.
Yeah. So you ain't even on it.
Yeah, CrystalBeyondLabels is still the umbrella. That is still the umbrella because that is what the Lord started me with, but He wanted me to switch up the show. So I'm just getting used to it. But I mean, it's hitting home. People are getting it because that's what we're going to be talking about over there. God's Verdict. We need to see everything from a biblical worldview. And if we do that, we'll be in the right step with the Lord.
Excellent.
Thank you, Professor Sonny. It's Queenie. Oh, okay. I'm sitting there like Queenie, but okay, I got you. It's pronounced Queenie. I got you. Shout out to Queenie. I know she's gonna watch the replay later today, and I got it going forward. Queenie, when I see it, shout out to you, sister. Appreciate you pulling up and checking us out, watching the replay all the way from New Zealand. Yeah, I know we international over here these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What's up, Mika? How you doing this morning, sister?
I'm good. How are y'all? I didn't get the memo. You know, I'm in the gray area, but it's okay. It's okay. I like the white. I like the white. Y'all are glowing.
Amen.
Okay. Two things really quick. Crystal, I like the change, the name change. I have done it myself, and trust me, I had to work on it. I have a little teleprompter, and I would be up here talking about red cup, like, dang, I didn't change the name. That's the daggone name. So I know how that feels. And Wise, to you with the constructive criticism, I know what it's like. As soon as I get off, my husband goes, well, if you read the super chats a little faster. I'm like, oh my God.
Mika, at least listen, my daddy will immediately, especially when he catches the show, I think you talked a little bit too long. If you shorten it and just get straight to the point, it will punch a little bit better. I'm like, okay, daddy.
And you just sit there like,
yeah.
Hey, Wild Wild West actually knows what he's talking about. So I'm with you, Papa. I'm with you.
Apparently.
He obviously knows what he's talking about. He watches enough of us to know what works and what doesn't. So I think you should listen to the sage wisdom from your father. He's been trying to give it to you all your life, and you still won't listen.
That's why you where you at now.
Sage wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Sage wisdom. And you still won't listen. Come on, man. See, that's how God thinks about us. And I wonder, like,
tell me about it. My goodness, man.
Why he's still putting up with us?
If he wasn't God, he'd be on therapy right now.
Now you know it was Daddy who the Holy Spirit said to him, he was like, she keeps saying God's Verdict. That's her name of her show. And he told me, and I was just like, I'm praying about it, Daddy. And he was like, Crystal, but I was like, yeah, I'm praying about it. And it took me forever today. And I was like, oh, I think I'm changing my name to God's Verdict. He was like, really? I was like,
yeah. See?
I love it. I love it.
Last but not least, let's pull up the stranger. Stranger danger is in the building. What's up, Celeste? How you doing this morning?
Welcome back.
That's right. I'm back in full effect.
Amen.
I have to say though, I missed y'all. I missed the chat. I missed the show. I even missed you, Wise. That's how bad it was. I was like, oh my God, I was trying to catch it when I could. I was like, oh
man.
So I'm happy to be back. Chat. Hello.
Hold on. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, it's your birthday. Week and month.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Amen.
Of course.
So I want to thank you all because I was so surprised. You know, I was trying to get out of nobody knowing it was my birthday and all of that. And you all really did come through and show me some love, and I'm so appreciative. I really am.
Crystal's our secret agent.
Did you do something? Did you do something for your birthday, Celeste?
No, because my aunt passed. So I was actually traveling, and let me just tell you this, y'all, it is horrendous out here in these airport streets. Okay.
No kidding.
I want you to know they took me every way but Sunday, and every way except for where my luggage was going. So
that's because they're foreigners that's running the stuff now. The illegals are running the city.
I flew Delta, and my past memories of Delta were that Delta was definitely an airline. They had it going on. They knew they were very well organized. They were honey. Everything is just we just going by the seat of our pants. Just I was like, oh my God.
We talked about that last week, Celeste. We talked about the Spirit not being here. I said, you know where they're going? They're going to Delta.
I was about to say, all the employees went from Spirit to Delta, and all
it shows.
I'm just saying.
They canceled my flight. They canceled my flight. I was supposed to get to my destination at 8:00 in the evening. I got to another destination by 4 a.m. It was insane. It was insane. I got in an Uber with a stranger, and we rode together to try and get to the city we were really supposed to be going to. It was a lot happening out here.
Thank God for bringing you back.
It's been pretty crazy. I've experienced the same thing. I told you I was supposed to fly back into here. I had to fly into Nashville and have wifey drive 2 hours to come get me.
Oh yeah.
Yes. This is how it's working out. And I was
it's
like,
crazy.
When
It's crazy right now.
The destination, they were like in 3 days, and we can't guarantee it. I was like, never mind.
Yeah. When I changed my flight, I'm like, what? Where can I fly into that I can at least get close enough that I can, have wifey come pick me up. And I was like, okay, I can fly into Nashville. So it's a mess. It's a mess.
I don't know what they're doing, but
delayed flights and everything is crazy out there right now.
I'm telling
that's why when I hear all these people like, I just love to travel, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Y'all can have that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm telling you,
I love traveling, but with the DEI hires, I don't.
Thank you.
Hey, if I dream a genie, twinkle my nose and blink my eyes and be wherever I'm supposed to be at, that's fine. But dealing with these airplanes and this airport in this day and age, man, it's not fun.
And it's Trump's fault. It's Trump. That's Trump. See, Trump did it. You know this.
If the quality of the piloting is anything like the quality of the front-facing staff,
I did I not just tell you all the Spirit Airlines people, because this is my mama. This is the other part my mama always laugh at. She's like, everybody in this community must be like, how many jobs did Crystal have in her lifetime? Because I'm always saying I work somewhere. But when I used to work in the airline industry, I'm gonna tell you right now, you bounce from one to the next. Like you go from whatever they just take you in. So everyone, and they got rid of Spirit. So Spirit went and dispersed everywhere. They went to Frontier, they went to JetBlue, they went to Delta, they went to all these airlines. So the bad habits, the bad behavior, all of it is now going to be within those places. So expect that, and that's why I said the DEI hires that are within there, it's not going to run smoothly.
Well, I can honestly say that I experienced, as far as a customer service standpoint at Delta, and I flew Delta, and it was fine, from a customer service. What do they call them now? Are they still called flight attendants, or?
They're
flight. They used to be called stewardess. Okay, flight attendants. They're all professional, and the pilots, they stand out and say thank you for traveling with them, so forth and so on. I didn't experience that. It was just the delays and the, all that type of stuff that's been a hassle.
That's why I don't like Delta. That's the only reason I don't like Delta, because they never really have straight through flights, and I don't like to get on and off.
Yeah, you pretty much got to fly to Atlanta. You fly Atlanta, then kind of go wherever you're going to go from there.
That's the only reason I went on Delta, is because they were one of the few. And, when you're booking for a funeral, it's only days. You know what I mean? So they're one of the few that had a direct flight. Now, they didn't tell me they had a direct flight that they were going to cancel. But they had a direct. That's why I went with them.
Yeah.
I usually do United, because United has a lot of direct, especially to the West Coast. because anything over 2 hours, it's got to be direct. It's got to be direct anyway. But anything over 2 hours, it better be direct.
I only
well, if you move to the country, that's not going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? You're going, even flying United. I flew United out of here and I had to fly to Chicago, and then somewhere else. I mean, that's just when you live at a small airport. I mean, you ain't gonna get enough people to go anywhere. So.
Yeah, my husband's parents live at like they live around Charleston, but they have to go out of this other airport that's like closer to Charleston, but it's not Charleston. Like Charleston is the big airport, and then they have another one. And I'm just like,
Savannah?
No, they're in South Carolina. They're near Charleston, South Carolina, but they're in
I think that's the one out of Columbia, like the Columbia Orangeburg.
Right. Yes. So it's a very small airport that's like
regional. Yeah.
That's like near it. Yeah.
I like the regional ones better.
They're easier to get in and out of. It's just that it's pretty much going to take you from there to a bigger airport, and you're going to connect, and then you're going to go wherever it is you need to get to. So, you just kind of get used to it.
Albany and Atlanta, they got like 2 little airports.
I just want to know if there are any illegals operating in important positions in those airports. I want to know this. I need to know this now. I
didn't see anybody, Mr. Denzel, but I would have written it down if I did.
I mean, they just arrested. What was it? They just deported a flight attendant. I can't remember what airline it was.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
He was here. I think he worked for one of the airlines for like 13 years, and he got deported. So there are some.
Yeah, they're out here. Shout out to you guys, man, for pulling up this morning. Hit the like button for me if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button. Thank you very much. Let me see here. Conservatively, LaShawn coming through with 2 jewels. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Joyce, for coming through with the $5 super chat. Says Queenie from New Zealand equal Queenie. I got it. I got it now. When I see it, I know it's Queenie. I got it. New Zealand in the building. Shout out to her. I always see her in the comment section after the fact because of their time zone or whatever. So she normally watches the replay, but she's faithfully watching the replay. So shout out to her. Papa Dot is in the building. $10 super chat says something wrong, folks. Give Wise Jules. Now he brags about it, but he told us more than once he don't give his wife anniversary, Valentine's, or Christmas gift. Something seems wrong about that. We don't do that. Yeah.
He is her gift.
I'm not gonna say that I am the gift. To an extent, I guess I am. But
yes, you are.
She is my gift as well. But we stopped doing that a long time ago. I feel like this. When I want something, I get it. When she wants something, she gets it. We don't gotta wait till a Valentine's or a Christmas, or we ain't gotta wait for that. We just do it right then and there.
That's why some marriages are messed up because they're waiting on some kind of day.
waiting on a date, So we don't do the Christmas gifts, and I mean we did stuff for the kids, but as far as us, no. And as far as me, when I want something, I just get it right then and there. I don't want to. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't want to have to wait until my birthday, and I hope that my parents, get me that Sega Genesis that I've been begging about. I just do it. So we stopped doing that. Now, we'll do like for birthdays and stuff, we'll go out to dinner and we'll do those types of things. But we don't do the gift giving stuff. I think we're past that.
You just give. You just give. Just give.
And that happens, throughout the year. Throughout the year. It's not a special day that I got.
That's why I struggle on Father's Day. Because everybody's like, what are you going to do? I don't know. He's been doing all this stuff all year.
Yeah. I don't need any. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't need anything, but when I want something, I just get it. And for Father's Day, the acknowledgement is enough, in my opinion. And if you want to go out to dinner or something along those lines, I'm good with that. But I tell the kids, the best thing that you could do for me is to take care of yourself.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? That is the best thing that you could do for me. I don't need anything from you all. I just need you taking care of yourself, handling your business, not calling me, asking me for anything. If you're doing that, that's the best gift you could possibly give your parents. Seriously, it is. For me, I'm one of those. I know Crystal, she might, I need my kids shower me with everything. This is someone that celebrates. I'm just saying, I'm just talking about me, but maybe dads are different though. You know what I'm saying? Dads, we like look at things a little different.
No, I think now that it was, when they were younger, I enjoyed the cute little, macaronis, artwork and things like that, because that just means a lot. But as they're older, I just love the time when they show up and just like, especially with my son gone, it's like when he shows up, hey mom, and it's just nice. Or my daughter just spends the day, takes the day off of work and just hangs out. I prefer that. So I like those type of things, because the one thing we have to realize is, you die once, you live every day. And with that being said, you want to enjoy the experiences. It's no longer the materialist experiences, the time together, because time goes, so.
Yeah, just call and say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Call me on the holidays or whatever, and just call and say what's up. Wish me a happy birthday, and those types of things. But as far as the gifts, they've been instructed: do not buy me anything. I don't want it.
All right.
Take care of yourself. That's the best gift you can give me.
Amen.
But I do like surprises.
If you read The Millionaire Next Door, the successful people, their kids are actually handling their own business.
They are. That's right.
They're not calling home and needing help all the daggone time. That is actually also a sign that you've done something right as a parent.
That's right.
It's true.
Right.
But wise girls are different. Like I don't have my dad anymore, but my grandfather is still alive, and so my grandfather won't ever say that he needs something. He doesn't really materialistically, but I'll look at something and I'll notice this doesn't, it's not up to par. Like I bought him this big old industrial coffee type machine. He would have never bought that himself.
No, because he was fine with that old pot that you
but now all of the other elderly people on the block. So when they come over, he's like, yeah, hold on, let me get this thing of a jig that my daughter didn't bought me. And like he's doing all the cappuccino.
Now he got to figure out how to use it.
They're all like, I'm like, see.
Well, look at him. He's the hit in the senior crowd now.
But he was 100% good with that coffee pot. He sure enough bought that coffee pot
from 1995. He did not change it.
And scratch. He don't care.
I think in my family we just like surprises, and surprises doesn't have to be something materialistic. So it's just surprising. So we have gone down and surprised my dad. He didn't know we were coming to Florida. He had no idea. We showed up at the house. We walked in and he was like, "What are you doing?" And so that's the type of
those types of things I can appreciate. Yeah, I can appreciate, but that's time and those types of things. But yeah, I'm sure Wild Wild West balling out of control down there with them rich folks. I'm sure he's straight. He'll need nothing from y'all. I'm sure of it. Let me read these super chats real quick. Mr. Midwest in the building. Shout out to you. $5 super chat says, "Good morning, ARP family. I heard the minister Danzel singing the Isley Brothers last week. I am waiting on the remix of all the albums."
Mr. Midwest, did we not say that minister taught the Isley Brothers how to sing?
That's right.
Hey, he taught Ron how to sing. He taught the other brother how to play that bass.
No, let me show you how to walk with a cane.
Yeah.
You look cool.
Yeah, you're gonna have the police coming after me, man. You're lock me up all this rights infringements.
Oh man! Shout out to Papa Don with the $2 super chat. He says, "Welcome back, Celeste. We did miss you." All right, now. Yeah, there are a lot of folks. We got a lot of people there. It was like, "Where's Celeste at? Where's she going? Where's she at?"
Someone said, "I can't be looking for Celeste."
Thank you, Dad, for the $5 super chat. Says, "Celeste, I love you and I missed you a lot."
Thank you, Dad. My heart.
Yes. Shout out to Eric. $2 super chat says, "Mannings have to reapply bubble wrap."
That's right. I'm ready.
OMG.
Shout out to Captain Caveman. $10 super chat says, "Was listening to Ray Charles' America the Beautiful on my way home. I felt like pulling over to do some push-ups. LOL. Continue the spiritual fight against these demons." All right, now.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jen Boss coming through with 10 jewels. Appreciate you, Jen. And thank you, Papa Dot. $2 super chat says, "Wise play along. It was a joke, maybe."
Yeah.
Shout out to Janet, 440 jewels. Appreciate you, Uncle Ert. Thank you. Thank you, Jen, for 2 jewels. We'll appreciate your support. Thank you, Janet, for 440 joules. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Captain, for the $2 super chat. Says, I need Crystal's protection in the chat. Okay. Jen Boss with the $5 super chat says, Isaiah says, tell Miss Crystal she looks so pretty today. Okay.
Oh, Isaiah, I love you, honey, and I hope you have a wonderful back to school. Oh, that's her grandson. So.
Okay. I was wondering, like, who's Isaiah? You trying to put his bid in, but he in school. Okay, we ain't gonna. We don't do that over here.
As usual,
he's a little sweetheart, and she sent me videos of him reciting scriptures that he has learned, and I just thought that was
wow. Cool. That's awesome. Right, Isaiah. Shout out to you. Is it back to school already? Is it that time already?
I mean, I know down here they're about to go back to school in
August.
Days. And yeah, August 3rd they'll be back in school.
Oh, August 3rd. Wow.
Yeah, they start school early in Georgia.
Ours is the end of August.
It's the end of August out there, out your way.
Yeah, it used to be the beginning of September, but now it's the end of August.
They've switched it a few times. It was after Labor Day,
correct,
and then they switched it back to before Labor Day, and then they tried it again, and then I think parents were complaining. I think that's kind of what happened. They wanted them kids to go back to schools as quick as possible.
Because when I was going to school, it was always after Labor Day, and then all of a sudden it became the end of August. Like the August used to be like the people in the country, like in Virginia. Never here, but now it is.
The parents are like, nah, you can get these kids before this holiday. Yeah, you can get these kids. Come get them. Thank you to Al Blossoms for the $5 super chat. Says this channel in itself is a gift. Okay.
Oh wow.
You guys are a gift, and I learned something every stream. Bless you guys. Thank you, Al. Appreciate you, sister. And thank you, Eric, with the $2 super chat. Says, can someone publish a what Danzel did book?
Eric, you'll have to go through and go through all of the archives because there's so much.
That is funny.
That is hilarious. The Minister Danzel Almanac, you know.
Right?
See what y'all started?
That is hilarious.
That's funny.
All right, I want to start things off with this young lady here who happens to be a liberal, and she is saying that liberal women want to be traditional wives, but they're struggling finding men who are liberals that want to give them the ability to practice being traditional wives. So I want to play this clip for you guys. We'll start with the ladies because I saw this and I was just like, man, this is interesting. This is very interesting.
Really comical. Me and all my liberal friends want to be traditional housewives. Well, not all of us, but most of us. But the problem is we don't like Republican men because they don't have the same sense of justice and morality that we do, because we care for every human being. And the liberal men don't believe in exploiting themselves for labor, so like we have to have an equal household, because the only ones that bust their ass and make enough money to support a stay-at-home mom, wife, whatever, are the Republican men, because they will exploit the shit out of themselves for money. Then they're miserable and burn out and take it out on everyone around them and refuse to take meds. So it's like, I'd rather be alone.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow.
We'll start with you, Mika. What are your thoughts? This is crazy.
Yeah, we already know she has blue hair or whatever color that is.
Rainbow colors.
Rainbow transitional Furby. Here's the thing. Republican men, it's not Republican, it's still conservative values. Conservatism, a man that is conservative, he wants to take care of you, right? And so she's looking for a man that's traditional while getting a non-traditional man, because any man that is that far left, as she seems to look and be, then you're not going to get a traditional man. And that man is not going to take care of you. He's going to do what you have asked him to do, what you've asked of him, which is 50-50 equal rights. Okay, so get up and take out the trash. This is what you asked for. So she's complaining about something that she asked for. Meanwhile, you're complaining about the patriarchy. Well, a man that's going to take care of you is going to be the head, which is the patriarch of the family. So you either want something or you don't. The problem with most liberals and most liberal women, especially, they want everything. Somebody has told them they can have everything.
Yes.
You can be a great mom while working 1,001 hours. I literally could probably be the queen of YouTube if I didn't have children. Okay. Because I could sit here all day and just make videos. But I prioritize my children, so I don't make as much content. And the reason why I structure my stuff a certain way is because I'm structuring around my baby. So at the end of the day, you either do this or you don't do it. But they want everything. And let's just be frank. And this is no disrespect. Men who are liberals tend to be very soft. And I don't care what women say. You don't want to hear about feelings every day. You don't want Ryan Clark over there crying like this on your couch. And you don't want to have to worry and stress because on women, it's not a good look. Like we wear it when we have to do those types of things that men do. So again, women, you got to let the natural innate you just come out, because you want a masculine man, and that's going to come with some. You gotta shut up sometimes. Like you just gotta shut up sometimes and let that man lead. And that's what they don't want to do. That's all she's really saying is, I don't want to shut up enough to let this person run my life and my children's life, knowing that he's going to do a good job, because my liberalism doesn't trust a man to do exactly that.
Crystal?
Welcome to The Devil is the Author of Confusion, because that is what you just saw. She wants a strong man they will be allowed to stay home and be a traditional wife, but they don't want a man that actually works. Do you see the confusion here? She says that they will exploit capitalism and all of these other things. You mean he goes to work and works hard for his family like he's supposed to do? This goes back to what I told y'all last week about how they like to change language. They like to switch it up to confuse people, to make themselves sound right when they're absolutely wrong, confused. They don't know that they don't know. They're very confused and they're problematic. At the end of the day, they can see the writing on the wall. They hate the soy boy Adams. I'm telling you right now, as much as they claim that they love them, they hate the soy boy Adams. They don't like weak men, because regardless of these boss chicks, these liberal women that they seem like they want to be the feminists, I keep telling y'all, behind closed doors, they really wish they had a man that was there to take care of them. They tell you one thing in your face, but behind closed doors, when no one's watching, when everything is quiet and they have their own thoughts, they know the truth, and they hate the life that they've chosen. But they choose to unalive on that hill. That's what they choose to do. And then get on the Lord's internet and complain and show how delusional, reprobate, and depraved that they are with their foolishness. At the end of the day, if you are still trying to figure out if you're on the right side, you just watch them and see how confused they are, and you already know that you're on the right side. When you're making these type of decisions, you're on the correct side of life. You're on the side of common sense. Welcome to that side.
Celeste?
Well, I think this is a conundrum. I don't think she can get a traditional man because she's not a traditional woman. Historically, men have wanted to protect and provide that which is good and pure and beautiful. Now, I don't know her, so I can't say, exactly, who she is and what she's like, but her first impression does not read that to me. Now, so that's going to be an issue. And I don't think she really wants a traditional man. I think she wants a liberal man who has a high-paying job. That's not the same. She does not want to be involved with being a traditional woman. She does not want to embody the values of a conservative, or what she called a Republican man. She just wants the money that the traditional people have, but she wants the liberal lifestyle and belief system to continue. And that's why they can't get what they want. speaking on picking up on what Mika said, the truth is they want it all and they can't get it all. So you've got two choices. You can go out here on your own and let a man lead you and build a life that way, or then you can get married to what Crystal's calling the soy boy, and y'all can both live off the government happily together. But what you can't do is have independence and have that liberalism, because liberalism is not directed towards self-sufficiency, agency, or independence. It's not. So those belief systems, those are belief systems that lead to dependencies. So if you want to be dependent on government or on the state, then that's where you need to be. But the likelihood that you can keep all of that belief system, all of that worldview, and then align yourself with somebody who has the independent agency to say, I'm going to strike out here in this world. I'm going to make it for myself and for my family, and I'm going to hold it down for the people that I love and care about. That doesn't really exist in liberalism. And if anybody needs meds, you don't have to worry about our side going over to medicate our men. We're good. It's y'all men who are and every time I meet somebody, they're in therapy and they're getting on a new medication. So that's what's going on over there on that side. And let me just say, as from human to human, and as somebody who cares about people in a general sense, y'all should really look into some of this. This isn't good. Like I said, normalizing, taking what is normal behavior and turning that into mental illness is, we see it is completely detrimental for women. But I believe they've started doing that now for men. And the fact that men are falling for this, men, I was really, you were my last hope. I knew you all were going to be able to hold it up and not for the foolishness. I mean, it makes sense that the women fell. Okay, I got that. But I thought y'all would at least hold the strong line and say, nah, this is not mental illness. This is just regular life. I don't need to be medicated. I don't need to, But I'm telling you, what they want is women that are 6'2". They want you to be emotionally intelligent. They want you to be highly actualized, highly reflective, highly intuitive. You can't be making money and cutting trees and all of that, like Crystal, tipping cows. And you can't be doing all that and be sitting around with time to reflect and emote. And you just know you can't have it all. You can't have it all. And you can't settle for what a man actually is. So she's right. She ended where she started. She is going to be alone.
That's facts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they said they wanted partnership, and partnership means that two people are doing the same things and providing the same things to said, organization or relationship. That's what they ask for. And a lot of times when you listen to these people, they always say, my partner.
Yeah.
So partnership is a 50-50 type situation. That means that you're going to give, I'm going to give, and we're going to make this thing happen. And the thing is, a lot of them, they don't want men that actually work. I was watching a clip that just came across, one of those pop the balloons, and this brother worked construction, and he said he works 12 to 16 hour days, Monday through Thursday. And the lady told him, you work too much. It was like, what? I'm like, but you want a dude that can provide and do those things, but you complain that he works too much. And I mean, he's working a 4-day work week, so he's still off on the weekends.
Yes.
And he gets 3 days a week.
Those men need to rest their bodies. They to be able,
and they will complain.
Yeah, they need to rest their bodies.
I think that people spend too much time reading fairy tales. I think too many young girls grew up reading too many fairy tales, so they expect everything. You are supposed to have the money, but not work a lot, have emotions, be soft. But then I need you to do what the conservative man, they have made up their own man in their mind.
Yes, they have
concocted from a fairy tale. I'm telling you that.
And the thing too is, Crystal, to add to that is, that lets me know that they don't know those types of guys that earn that type of money, because the guys that do earn that kind of money, those dudes are working. One of my good friends, he's 350, 400,000. He's working 60-hour weeks.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And his wife doesn't work, but he provides for the house. I'm like, you don't get to that level and not work. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even Warren Buffett, who is a billionaire, is still up at 6 o'clock in the morning working. And he's still putting in, 8 to 10 hour days or more in some cases, depending on what's going on. I don't think they know the guys that they actually are looking for. They've never been around these dudes, and they have no idea what it takes to earn that type of money. They have no idea. They want a dude that work 20 hours a week and make $1 million a year. Those two things don't work that way.
Can I just say something about partnership? I think that men misunderstand what these women mean when they say they want partnership. What they want is they want to feel equal to you. They don't want to be equal to you. These women who say they want partnership still leave the milk in the car for you to carry in. They're not, you still carry the heavy suitcase. They're still expecting, if they get the lights and the gas, but they're expecting you to take the mortgage. They're not really, they don't mean 50-50. What they mean is, I want to walk around my house and I want to feel as equally in authority in this relationship as you are. We are 50-50 in decision making and in authority, but not in the division of labor. They don't intend to do no 50-50 with y'all. No.
And that's why I say it's a total lie, because never I come from a long line of only housewives, okay? And never in my life have I ever seen it, nor in my own household where I don't, my friends will say to me, well, how much is, electric where you are? I don't know. I don't pay the bill. So if I don't pay it, I don't ask. I do, what's asked of me. Hey, if you're not in here, turn this off. The trade-off is I don't pay the bill. So when I look at it, women don't want to be led, right? Because there's a trade-off. If you are not responsible for this thing, then you can't be the boss over it. You can't be the overlord over something that you have no accountability for. Right? Like why are you so concerned about what this thing costs, how much this is going, if you're not contributing? Because when he asks, you to contribute, you're going to be upset. Well, why are you asking me to pay? You're the man. Exactly. So why are you so concerned about it?
Since you're spot on, because all they want to be able to say is, I make the decisions in this household. That's that's the 50-50 that they want. They want to be able to say, nah, we're not doing this. We're not doing that.
But that's the crazy part. Why do you want to make a decision over something that's so stressful? I don't want to know about the furnace. I don't want to know it.
But that's part of that boss chick mentality. I'm telling you, that's that boss chick that the women have. I'm a boss, babe. That's all. It goes back to the titles. You know how people love to say, I have a PhD, I have a master's. A woman likes to say, I'm the boss. Like they like the title, and it makes them feel important. So like Celeste says, they don't want to actually listen. I don't want to be taking out the trash. I'm telling you that right now. I'm too cute to be taking out the trash. I don't want to be doing that. Let my man do that. I'm cool with that. Let my man come figure out how we gonna take care of this. Yes, you got questions for me, baby? I got you. Let's chit chat. But outside
that's
of
how
that,
it's supposed to be.
I want to chill. But these women, they want to decide how you do something, when you do it. Bring me your paycheck. This is how it's going to run. I don't want to hear nothing. But then when he says, okay, well, baby, I need you to go and mow that lawn. But I'm the woman. I shouldn't have to do it. That's why I said the devil is the author of confusion. Period.
And that's how they're raising the boys. That's exactly how they're raising the boys. Because I can tell you right now,
weak dudes.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, when my husband's not here, I don't answer the door. My son does.
Mm-hmm.
My son answers the door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't answer the door. For what?
Same here. When my son was here, absolutely.
Well, that is a flex. I don't think the women understand that it is a flex to be able to say, I don't know how much the mortgage is. I don't.
Oh, they tell me that's not a flex. They tell me I sound like a pygmy.
He's right. They don't think that's a flex.
They say, oh, you don't know how to do it yourself. No, I didn't say I didn't know how to do it. I say I don't. That's the difference.
That's a difference. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can figure it out if you really needed to, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I'm not,
that is a flex, but they don't want that. You know, they want the power without the responsibility.
Yes,
that is the problem.
There you go.
Yes, they don't want
and
any
you have
of
a lot,
that.
and unfortunately, conservative men who actually understand and live by traditional values. Most of us are going to be, you know, Christians and follow the word of God. There are instructions in how we're supposed to move. And we're not going to tolerate certain things. And I'm one of those kind of people, you know, I tell people all the time, man, the first red flag you see, flee. You know, the first one. Don't even allow number 2 and 3. The first one. Get up out of there. Minister Denzel, I'll give you the last word on this.
I think you hit it when you mentioned the conservative attitude. That now, you know, she never did define fully what she meant by conservatism. And it seems that there's some confusion going on here. She seems to want to do without the conservative family because she wants to hold on to her confused, irrational political perversions. And so she can't see a way to combine them together. She needs them because she can't deny the value of conservatism, but she has problems with certain aspects of conservatism, and she wants to kind of like, if she can only cut some of that out, the morals and the standards that you talked about, Brother Wise. She don't want that. She want the other benefits without that, and she can't have the both of them. The fact that she sees that there's value in conservatism says a lot, and it tells you that all of these fools on that side are not as ignorant as they pretend to be sometimes. They do see the value in conservative. They just refuse to accept the morality of conservatism because they prefer to live perverted lives, and they prefer to support perversion. So you can't. They want to have their cake and eat it too, and they can. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a very interesting conversation. I think it's a conversation that needs to be had with those liberal women. Somebody needs to sit them down and talk them through it, make them think through what they're saying, because the very thing that they're rejecting is the thing that will make their lives much better.
Minister Danzo, I don't know if there's any hope for a lot of these women out there. I don't think it's even worth sitting down talking to them. When you look at the stats actually say there are a lot of men that are leaning into, you know, conservatism and leaning into that life, and they're not choosing American women anymore. They're going elsewhere, and they're looking for women that are not to hear a woman say, I went to college and I graduated, that is a red flag in this day and age. That is a red flag. That's not the flex that these women think it is. Oh, I got a master's degree. That's a red flag. So because men they know, okay, you've been indoctrinated with something that I'm not willing to put up with. And that's why a lot of these women are out here struggling. You see them online, on TikTok, begging for help, so forth and so on. When they need to be, and when Kevin Samuels was telling, hey, man, you need to find a man to get on this program, they didn't want to listen to it. And now they out there on beg talk. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them.
They're not going to be able to, and I'm with you on this. I don't know that there's a lot that can be done. Not with the generation that now, maybe we could start afresh with a different generation, and maybe we can actually start to raise up some young women differently than certainly the women in my generation, and even below me. But it's going to be extremely difficult for somebody who's been raised, because I keep saying this, and even though I agree with you all, I also want to make the point that this was a terrible trick played on women. Women weren't always this way. Women were not always, we were not always in this situation, and we were not always this way. But every institution that women engage with, from their school to their churches have been disastrous. Do not correct women, do not give any accountability for women. There are no instructions for women, because it's women that are holding up the collection plate. So they let them run wild. They can do whatever they want. They can cause whatever chaos they're causing in the church, as long as their envelope is fat on Sunday. Same thing with the schools. The schools are catering to the women. So every institution that women engage with tell women the same thing. You can do whatever you want without any accountability, and you can have everything you want. And the most important thing they tell the women is settle for nothing. If you can't settle for anything, you can't have anything.
Yeah.
Everything is a negotiation in this life.
Everything's a compromise.
Everything.
And that is why the real church is so important. And that's why we have our work cut out for us, because that's the only thing that's going to save that kind of person.
And that's the only reason I'm going to come get you out, Mr. Dancer. Because you out here really trying to do the work. And I'll come get you.
And that's a portion of what I'm, remember I said I was doing that series. That's a portion of what I'm covering. Because they were talking about the part of the playbook, that communist playbook, was also about women and the feminism. They were looking for the crack in the fabric, and that was one of them. Of course, race relations, but definitely gender, because women want to rule. Women want to rule, so they played into that, and that is why you see what is happening. Because exactly what Celeste said, women weren't always like this. There were points in history, which we shared last Friday, back in biblical times, where where women try to rule, and the Lord said that is a curse. When women are leading, that is a curse. We need to not be in those situations. And so
they didn't even want to rule. They convinced them that they were unhappy and oppressed. These women were happy, living their lives, doing their thing, raising their children, and being fine. And they came in there and told them, no, you're not. You're not. You were supposed to be something totally different.
But all the women are like that now. They do not like working. They like the freedom of going to work. They like the idea, but after a little while, they're like, I wish somebody would come take this job up.
I know that's right.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, it's not that they like the freedom of going. They like the money that comes with it. It's the paycheck.
Well, that too. The freedom of the money, right? Because for some reason, somebody has told somebody somewhere that most men will financially strap you if you allow them to control the finances. And I in my experience, in my lifetime with my parents, grandparents, I've never seen that. Like, so I've never seen it.
Here's the joke that's been played. We have been told as women that if you depend on a man, that man is going to be abusive towards you because he will have the power in the relationship. And the real truth is, you are more likely to be well treated by a man the more dependent on you, more dependent on him you are. In fact, men like to be dependent on, and they reward what depends on them. So in fact, you're better off the more dependent. If you can be dependent on a man, you're more likely to be treated better than if you're in this so-called fake partnership.
But I think it has to go back to it has to go back to, how do I explain this? Like what they put out there in media, entertainment, all those other things. Because again, a lot of these things that people watch, consume, be it on TV, consume on social media, this is what they take in, and then they make it their life. So you have men, there's this, I don't know if y'all seen this one that runs on Instagram or whatever, where it's like a girl says, every time I want to step out and date, I see this, and you see the men sitting down there walking and women carrying all the groceries, the men sitting there walking and it's raining and the woman is covering the man with the umbrella while she's getting soaked. And these are real videos. These aren't AI videos. These are real situations of women that where
that's what they asked for, though.
But I'm saying the combination of both, because you have men who were raised. There were also men that were raised, and they are actually put on the forefront for the world to see, where it's like, okay, as a woman, you better have this coming to the table so that the man can have this. That is the language that they put out there. So that is why you see the young girls that are doing this, the young men that are doing this, because this is what they put out there for you to emulate. So young girls want to be boss chicks. They want to be flued out places. They have the master's degree, but they get stuck in Singapore and can't get home. They have men paying for stuff that they should. They have all this going on. You have that. Then you have men that are sitting down here. They complaining. No women. They crying on the internet, the Lord's internet. They sit down there talking about this, that. I'm telling you, they have created these roles and put it out there into the atmosphere so that people can say, oh, well, that is, for me to be a desirable woman, this is what I need to do. For me to be a desirable man, this is what we need to do. But that is why we need to go back to the word of God, because it explains exactly how it's supposed to be. Titus 2 women to go out there and show the women, the young women, what it's supposed to be like, because these young women are crazy. And these young men are soy boys.
Can you imagine going to, I saw the same thing, going to Singapore. You are going halfway across the earth. If you don't have a credit card or a dime to you don't have $6,000 in cash that you put in the hotel safe. So you just, first of all, if you want to get back together with me, we can get back together at the IHOP.
That part.
Okay. We don't have to go to Singapore. Okay.
Exactly.
We can go right down the street and get back together. I'm not getting back together on the other side of the earth.
Absolutely.
No, I'm with you on that. Well, everything about everything about women, and especially in the way that they move, even when you listen to the music, it is about what they can get from a man.
Correct.
But then on the flip side of it, you'll have these, like Crystal, boss chicks and all this other kind of stuff. So you want to be a boss, or you try to portray yourself as a boss, but everything about them is what they can get out of a man. Correct. I need a man to fly me out. I need a man, he got to give me some cash. He got to make a certain amount of money. I need him to buy this. I need him to buy that. So it's like, it's confusing. You know what I'm saying? It's confusing.
Because they're trying to fight against their nature. But I just want to point out something, Wise, and it's not a slight to this lady. I just want to expound on it. So someone in the chat says, totally disagree. My husband had cancer last year. Sorry to hear that. But my husband had cancer last year. If I didn't know how to handle business, our home would have fallen apart. It's not that you don't know, right? I have a degree. I have a STEM degree. Okay. I have a master's. It's not that I don't know how to count. It's not that I don't know how to add and do all of these things. That's not my role. Now, if I have to, because my husband passed, or or something like how you said your husband had cancer, then yes, I have to step up. It isn't that I don't know how, it's not my role, or it's not, the role of the housewife, or the mother, right? My role is better served with my children and the house. Now, if I have to, I have to. But that's not the initial role. And that's all I'm saying when I say, no, I don't want to go to the front door. Half of those people that come up with DoorDash, I'm sorry, they look weird, and I don't want to go to the door. My son goes to the door because he's the first line when my husband isn't here. My son is like 6'2", so let him go to the door versus, little 4'8" me. Let him go to the door.
You can come to my door. I'm for all that. Get all the 6'2s together. I need one in the front, one in the back.
So they're going to think twice about bum rushing, the NFL player before they do me. So that's just the thought that I'm saying. It isn't that women should not be smart. Women shouldn't know. And I think sometimes we get that confused of, saying women should just be, ditzy and all in the air. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when you give the man the role, or you give him the football, he'll run with it. You can sit back and, be in your feminine without having to have all that stress. Now, what do you have to do that can, help, lighten the load? That's all I'm saying.
Well, like I said, Proverbs is very, very clear instructions on what wisdom and foolishness. It's in there. The New Testament, especially in the epistles, very clear teaching on the male-female relationship. Any of these fools who are stuck on stupid and operating in stupid on steroids, any of them can get the help they need if they just open their eyes and stop looking at these leftist media and go and pick up a Bible or go to a decent church and let somebody teach them. They can be helped. Nobody except those who are reprobate are beyond help. And I'm like, our church, the church got their work cut out for them.
Minister,
Absolutely.
Proverbs 31 says it.
That's right.
Yes, that's where I was going, Crystal. It explains the role of this woman. So that doesn't mean that she's a damsel in distress and can do nothing. That doesn't mean that.
That's right.
She's not. She's not.
It doesn't. And, maybe, I think Celeste, spoke about, maybe you invest, maybe you have a little side hustle or something. You're not complete destitute. I mean, come on now.
Well, not only
I have to say,
I don't intend to be idle. That's not who I am. I could be writing books. I have an agile mind, and I will be using my mind. And I'm sure anybody who wants to be with me would be absolutely happy about that. That does not prevent you. Just because you are a helpmeet, or just because you're someone's wife, is not a chance to say, go and take all of your gifts and bury them in the dirt and just walk behind me with your head down. No. That's not what this is.
Yeah. I was about to say, that was the beauty of growing up in my household. I watched my grandmother and my mother. I watched my aunt. Let me tell y'all right now, they submitted to their husbands, but other people think submission means that you are some kind of slave, some kind of idiot. You don't know anything.
Paul was a misogynist.
Very powerful, strong women that understood my husband leads, because there is a hierarchy. It goes from the father, it comes down to the son, it comes to the husband, the wife, the children. It's the covering. There's nothing wrong with the covering. It is amazing. And to watch the things that my grandmother and my mother did and have done with their husbands, accomplished so many things. When my grandfather was on his last breath, it was my grandmother that was holding him down because he couldn't work anymore. He was passing from cancer. She held him down. She took care of him. She made sure the bills was taken. She was the definition of a Proverbs 31 woman. Amen. And there's never any weakness in either one of them. So I just want people to understand, stop looking at that like you're weak. You have to be a boss chick to be strong. Absolutely not. Actually, the true strength is knowing that you can step back and let your man lead. That is true strength.
Well, the other thing too is understanding that, in your family, hey, we're going to live below our means. We're going to make sure that we're investing properly. We're going to do the right things. We're not going to go out and buy. I just learned this, y'all. What a Go-Yard bag. I didn't know what it was. I'm like, a Go-Yard bag. I was like, oh, these are $3,000 and $5,000 bags. I was like, who's buying those? Interesting, but we're not going to go and do those types of things. And we're going to, instead of doing those things, we're going to invest this money. We're going to do things the right way. So if something, Lord forbid, does happen, there's enough money put up, and then, obviously you should have life insurance and so forth and so on, depending on, the job you should have short, long-term disability. You should prepare for those types of things. And then therefore you won't have those issues. You won't, be in that situation if that happens. And then maybe you have to do a little work, but it won't be nowhere near as much as if, you're not living to the full means of everything, that comes in the household, which I don't think anybody should be doing. But, I know some folks, they feel like they got to have these, they got to have that stuff, Mika, she lives on the lake or whatever. So,
I won.
But at least what she has is appreciating.
Yeah.
It's one thing. I mean, a Go-Yard bag is not going to appreciate. The house on the lake can appreciate.
It does appreciate. Yeah.
You can borrow again.
I had to
and if you get the bag, if you do get the bag, it needs to be the ones that you can sell later.
That's it.
And I had to look at that. I was like, a Go-Yard bag. I was like, I didn't know what it was. I was like, let me look at this. I was like, oh,
there's only about 4 bags that keep their value. So you can invest in those.
Most of that stuff you going
outside of that,
you just throwing money away. You can't do nothing with it. Let's read some super chats. Keep it moving. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, good luck with that because liberal men want the same thing. Yeah. Yes, they do. Shout out to Eric with the $2 super chat says, wait, now they know what a man is. That part. Shout out to Eric coming through. Appreciate you, brother. $2 super chat says, hey, brothers and sisters. What's going on, Eric, man? Appreciate you. Amen. Jedi Master in the building. $5 super chat says, good morning. God bless the ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. Mr. Midwest is in the building. $5 super chat says, in the album Concrete Jungle, the lyrics say, I heard fear talking loud, but I hear faith talking louder. Powerful lyrics. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Shout out to Narrow Gate Studios with the 1,000 jewels. We appreciate your support, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, LJ. $5 super chat. So just trying to find a man with emotional intelligence is a struggle. It forces women into masculine spaces. A lot of them are too emotional.
Very true.
Yes. Well, I mean, I look at the same advice I have, for women, the same advice I have for men. If you meet someone that doesn't really understand what a marriage looks like because they never grew up in a household like that, can be somewhat of a red flag. If he grew up in a household, he had no male role models, not a dad, not an uncle, not a grandfather, somebody that could give him the game and show him how to behave, that is a red flag. If he only was reared and raised by his mama and his mama's family, his grandma and all them, and that's going to be an emotional dude because he's only been taught, he's only been taught that by women. So he doesn't know better. He doesn't know how to handle things as a man because he's never seen it before. So that's a red flag. Red flag. Shout out to Captain Caveman. $5 chat says, and that's why we lie, Celeste. It's our protective mechanism.
Is that it? Is that it?
Thank you, Kung Fu CJ. $2 super chat says they want a pro athlete or an entertainer. Maybe an entertainer. The pro athletes, they work, especially when they're actively playing. Man, them dudes is putting 12, 16-hour days in, especially in the off season. I don't think people understand. Well, even during the regular season, them dudes is working. They got to show up early. They got game tape. They got practice. They got to lift. I don't think they understand. Like, them dudes work.
But they don't want them. They don't want them either. They want the money because most of them, once they're done and they can sit in your face all day, they get divorced.
They get divorced. Yeah.
Women are like, can you find something to do?
That divorce rate is very high once those guys stop playing ball because now they're around the house too much.
That's exactly what I just said.
They get to know who they really
don't really like the guy. You didn't really like him.
They like the money.
They like the money and the lifestyle.
The lifestyle.
The lifestyle.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Again, because of that, you can have everything. Nobody wants to make the trade. The fact is, you knew you didn't like him when you got him.
Yep.
Well, that's why I tell the same thing.
There was no other way to get that lifestyle. So you took him. Now here's the trade. The trade, and this is the Kevin Samuels trade. The trade is you don't really like him, but you took him. So now since you took him, you gotta stay.
Yes.
You gotta stay.
Well, I would tell the young men, if you're playing ball, you're an athlete, don't get married until you retire. The same as I would tell military members, as long as you're active duty, don't get married until you get out or retire from the service. You're not home enough. You're not home enough. Don't do it. It's normally a recipe for disaster. Normally.
I can see it if you can't, because there is no real balance, but if you can't get as close to a balance, I can see doing that. But if there are men that absolutely can get a woman that can get on that same page, you understand that this is what it is. And most of relationships used to be that way anyway.
They did.
And there is a drawback for men. I'll go with your thing, Wise, if also they're not having relationships. Because if you're having a lot of relationships and you're delaying marriage to have a lot of relationships, there's a penalty you're going to suffer when you do get married. I
don't think the men should be out there. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'm not advocating for men to be out here, doing all of those things. I'm not advocating for that. Yeah, I'm not advocating for that either. Because you're just opening yourself up to the drama initially. Right. You're opening yourself up because things happen, and some of these women, they scandalous like that too. They messed around and hold on to something, and next thing you know, she come up pregnant. And you thought you was being safe, but she was.
The studies show that the more partners a man has before he marries, the less satisfied in marriage he will be. And young men need to be told that. Young men are they're being tricked as well. They're being
they are.
You can have as many partners as you want. Then you're going to find this wonderful, pure woman who's in her feminine, and you're going to be happy with her. That may not be the case, because the same way women ruin themselves by having lots of partners before they marry for other reasons, it is very difficult for men, if you've had a whole bunch of partners before you get married, to be satisfied with your wife.
No, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Thank you, Captain Caveman, for the $5 super chat. Says cake and eat it too syndrome. Yeah. Thank you, Uncle Darnell, coming through. $5 super chat says, good morning, ARP. Welcome home, Auntie. Missed you. Lives vilify what they claim to want. What they find out is that they're unhappy. Yeah, definitely. A lot of them out there, unfortunately. Shout out to Janae. $5 super chat says, I'm not my husband's equal. I'm his helpmate. We've been married almost 40 years. Look at that. It's amazing how that works.
Well, that's why.
When you hear that type of stuff and you say, oh, 40 years, no surprise. Not surprised at all. Shout out to Jim Odie in the building. Thank you so much. $2 super chat says business idea, boss chicks transition therapy.
That'd be too difficult because I'm gonna tell you right now, they'll be arguing with you the entire time.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Shout out to opposing counters.
They pay by the hour. Go ahead.
If you hourly, yeah. Thank you. $5 super chat says Eve was Adam's helper. Appears 21 times in the Old Testament, the majority of the time used to describe God as a rescuer, protector, strength in times of need. Thank you, opposing countess.
Amen.
Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says the woman pastors have kicked in the door for rainbow pastors. Yes, they have. Out of order. Thank you, Eric. $2 super chat says they want what's his is mine, and what's mine is mine. Oh yeah, you've heard that. Oh yeah, my money is my money, and his money is my money. It's like, wait, where that work? Where they do that at? Seriously, Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, I was on a crowded train one day, and a pregnant lady came aboard. I got up so she could sit. She said, "I'm good." I said, "I'm not. Please sit." Shaking my head.
Yeah. Some of them you have to argue with.
Some of them you got to argue with just to,
like, ma'am, just go. You're ruining it for the rest of us. Because when I get to the door, now he looking at me like, I'm not.
I know. Right? You hold the door for some of these women, and they won't even say thank you. Just like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, who raised you?
Yep.
Thank you, T-Paul, for the $20 super chat. Says, amen. God made man a partner. He knew that he made the perfect condition. The devil has always been a great divider. You'll only be able to start your partnership with God first. Then you both grow in God, and he will bless you. Okay, now, T-Paul. Like that. Thank you, Gotcha Huckleberry, for being a member of 2 months. We appreciate you. I pray to God to send me a man that loves him more than me. Because he already puts Matthew 6:33 into motion for the both of us. Keep focus on God first. All right, now.
I'm right there with you, God. Huckleberry.
Thank you to the Mad Researcher. $10 super chat says, my nephew and his friends were trying to be gentlemen, holding doors open for a group of young ladies to walk into a restaurant. A couple of the ladies said out loud, they must be simps. Lord,
yes, they do say that. They do say that. Whenever a young man, these younger guys, when they are gentlemen, when they're holding doors, they're pulling out chairs, they're doing these things, the girls are like, oh, these are simps, we don't want them. And I'm like, man,
it's called courtesy, woman.
Minister Denzel, that's gutter bunny of the week.
Yes. They must be simps for holding the door open. Lord have mercy.
But Mad Researcher, just like I told my son, I'm like, listen, if a girl says something like that,
you don't want to.
You don't want no parts of it.
Be thankful. That's right. Be thankful.
We don't want those ratchet thought bucket gutter bunny girls in my household anyway. So let's just remove them.
Be thankful. She just told on herself.
They probably dated the teen takeover. Like,
there you go.
It's ratchet from sun up to sundown.
Thank you, Uncle Donnell, for the $2 super chat. Says, look up what stay in your lane means to God. Thank you, Captain Caveman. $5 super chat says, you ever meet a lady that pumps her own gas in her car? Hands smell like Exxon Chanel Pump 5.
I told y'all he was funny.
He is.
He absolutely is. He was showing off last night, Crystal. He was over my thing being messy. He was messy.
Oh boy. Thank you, Mr. Largy, for the $5 super chat. Says, glad to see you back, Celeste. When you go to pick up Minister Denzel, swing by and pick me up too. I got your gas covered.
Listen, we ride at noon. High noon.
Oh, thank you, Ann Wynn, for the 350 joules. We appreciate you. And thank you, Nene, for $5 super chat. If these biblical principles are not taught in your household, you will not understand the assignment.
That's
all right.
That's right. That's right.
And thank you, Dylan, for coming through with the $5 super chat. Says, just tell them to stop blocking your blessings. Charlie Mike. All right now. We'll be right back with the Minister Mind Trust.
Thank you, Brother Wise, and welcome to the Minister Mind Trust. Those of you who regularly join us here on A Righteous Perspective and who appreciate what we do here, you know that each week we also have those who join us who have other motives besides enjoying the podcast. You can identify them by the type of message that they post on the chats. They are the ones who make our blues work overtime. Such people post mean, foolish, rude, and disrespectful comments that often express their disagreement with our perspectives. This kind of behavior would be understandable if we were abusive or our comments were irrational and our expressed views and our attitude that refused to engage you, it would be understandable. But neither of these are the case. In fact, every Thursday, we put time aside for all who wish to challenge our views to do so. But somehow, like the false gods of the prophets of Baal in 1 Kings chapter 18, they never show up. In spite of our promise to be respectful, courteous, and to give them priority treatment, they just don't show up. And the question is why? Well, until they do inform us, we can't know for sure, but I would like to suggest a few possibilities. It may be that it just so happens that on Thursdays, it is the day that they are unable to talk. Somehow, something strange happens to their vocal cords and they just stop working on that day. That is until our guest segment is completed. Or it could be that they can't talk, but the pressure of having to actually defend their perspective that they invade our chats to post is just too much for them to deal with. So they prefer to post chats that they don't have to defend and where they don't have to actually face someone who might be able to effectively challenge their opinion. You would think that someone who would take the time to post a negative comment would also be eager to discuss their opinions in real time and be willing to have a respectful dialogue. And in the process, perhaps even teach us something. But Thursday after Thursday, they fail to show up. Could it be because we have a standard for participation that they either can't or won't abide by? And if so, why? Or maybe the reason is that they don't join us on Thursdays is because they know that they are unable to defend their opinion. We can understand that. But what we don't understand is why they would think that posting their disagreements with our views in the chat, but never showing up to discuss them, somehow makes them respectable. It actually doesn't. I am familiar with this tactic. I have seen it many times. It is an effort by people who want to influence the thinking of others, whose views and ideas oppose their own, but who don't want to or know that who don't want to and who know that they can't defend their ideas in the public arena. They go and find platforms that they know are controlled by what they consider to be ideological enemies, and they infiltrate them, and they try to influence and persuade and corrupt as many people as possible with their rhetoric. But we don't have time to waste on such people, nor should we have to waste our time disputing with you in our chat. And for those of you who believe that Christians should not be debating or those of you who think that Christians debating is ungodly, I will submit these Bible verses to you. Number 1, Proverbs chapter 25, verse 9. It says, debate your cause with your neighbor himself. And Proverbs chapter 18, verse 17 says, the first to state his case seems right until another comes and cross-examines him. In Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18, even God invites people to disagree with him. Come now and let us reason together. The invitation still is open for those who disagree with us and whose views we are willing to examine and discuss. That is but our conditions still remain. We look forward to talking with you this coming Thursday, but we warn you, we do not tolerate foolishness. Thanks for listening to the Minister Mind Trust. Back to you, Brother Wise.
Welcome back. All right, Minister Danzel, doing the daggone thing. Okay.
I hope they hear me.
Putting out the invitation, huh? Putting out the invitation, huh?
They never show up. I'm just trying to figure out why. I mean, it'd be nice to just top it up with them, but I'm not sure what the problem is.
Well, yeah.
I know the Blues get it. The Blues get it in the chat.
I'm gonna say, recently, as you know, I came from their land. I was just up there. And I was in a conversation. Well, I wasn't even in it, but some people were talking, and they were talking about how great healthcare used to be, and when they just had 4 carriers, and how much service that they were getting, what a lower price they were getting, and not a one of them mentioned the administration that was responsible for changing all that, and they literally didn't know. They don't know how it, and they lived through it. Mm-hmm. But they cannot connect the fact that they're all needing healthcare services that are either unavailable or too expensive. And they can remember when it didn't used to be that way, but they can't make the connection. So I'm back to where I was. You can be Democrat and a lot of things, but you cannot be informed.
That is true. Democrat. That is true. Yeah.
They always forget.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Deacon of Truth coming through with 2 jewels. We appreciate you.
But they love the talk.
Thank you, Eric, for the $2 super chat. Says, did the Mind Trust just say put up or shut up?
And yes, and
yes, I think so. I think he did. I think he did. Put up or shut up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to them. I mean, if you put all that effort in chatting, you can get up here and talk.
Yeah,
they're not gonna do that.
Shout out to Daniel Manning, $5 super chat. Says, doors of the church are open. Minister D said.
That's right. That's right.
Listen,
you know what?
They're crazy.
You know who does that? I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but Geno Jennings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he will let somebody come up, and you want to challenge anything he said. Now he gonna tell you, hey, we're gonna stick to the Bible here. But if you want to challenge him, he will give you the floor. He will allow you. Not too many, but there have been people that have decided to pull up.
Yeah. Didn't turn out well.
They didn't turn out well, but at least they had the courage, A lot of these folks, they be thumb thugging, man. They don't have the courage, to really pull up like that.
And they don't need to be nervous because we will be respectful. We are not disrespectful people. We're not.
That's what I said.
We're not unloving people. So just because, and you know what, it's a good exercise to learn how to be, disagree and not be disagreeable. Yes, right. We're not going to be disagreeable.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing wrong with that. But people find that, just having dialogue is a problem. And I posted something with Brandon Tatum the other day, and I kept seeing, certain people have negative comments. And I invited one lady. I said, okay, you keep saying this. So tell me why. And she was like, oh, I didn't think you were going to ask me that. Well, thank you. And she stated it. I said, well, I still think you're wrong, but at least you were willing to have a dialogue instead of just posting stuff.
Yeah. Did you get called a house ninja?
Yeah. I get called all of them. I get all the emojis. I got white supremacist talking points and everything.
I was going to say they are fine to come up here, but if they try to talk the crazy way they be talking to me on TikTok or
made that clear too.
Please understand.
We'll get them out of here.
I will read you your whole rights, and you will feel like you got.
I told you, Crystal. We're trying to get them to come. Okay, you can. They already know. Listen,
I'm telling you, sis.
He already threatened to punch him in the throat.
Because exactly what Mika said, I just reposted something that Brandon Tatum thing, and I told Brother Wise about this yesterday. I just reposted, and I said, "Thank you for putting out the truth. Thank you for making that trip to Mississippi." And this person gonna say, "Oh, you stupid black B word! You gonna get the same thing that that's coming to him gonna come to you." Oh, listen, I'm telling you right now. I will read you your whole rights and you will feel like you would throat punch. And listen, I don't care. And then I'm going to call one of my angels and they'll deal with you because I keep telling y'all keep trying to come here. The sickle will come down and slash y'all in half. It ain't not my fault. The Lord is protecting me.
Crystal said, "You're welcome to come. You're welcome to stay. But any disrespect will make your tail fly away."
They know better not to come to my house. I'm in Southern Maryland. Peace be still.
We don't want no problem, guys. We don't want no problem. Shout out to Sheila coming through with the 30 joules. We appreciate you. We got to get into it, man. I don't know if you guys saw it, but last week over the weekend or whatever story was put out there. Unfortunately, these are Mika's folks from DC. They decided to go down to Florida. They got to understand, like, there are certain places that you can go and commit crimes. Florida is not one of them. Alabama is not one of them. Do not go to these conservative strongholds and act like you're gonna cut a fool the same way that you can, up at your liberal home. You can't do it down there. You know what I'm saying? And I want to play this clip for you because for whatever reason, this is the second summer in a row that a team from DC decided to go to Florida and cut a fool, and they messed around and found out. So let me play this for you guys. We'll get into it.
15 DC basketball players and their coach have been arrested in Central Florida after an alleged theft while they were in town for a tournament.
Fox 5 Sydney Persing live in the district tonight with surveillance video and what we know. Sydney.
Yeah, well, the sheriff down in Polk County, Florida, obviously wanted to make an example of this case, and he did that by posting about it to more than 1.5 million of his followers on social media, including video of this alleged crime. Here's a look at it now. We have blurred these teens' faces. We are not releasing their names or their mugshots, as the sheriff's office did, because they are minors. But according to the sheriff, they're from D.C. and Maryland, ages 16 and 17, and were caught stealing from a 7-Eleven in Central Florida yesterday just after 4 in the morning. Investigators say the kids are part of a travel basketball team, as you mentioned, were in Florida for a tournament. The teens are accused of stealing food and drinks less than $40 worth, Doritos, gummies, Starburst, sausage, lemonade, and Slurpees. They fled, though, according to the sheriff, when the clerk confronted them. He said deputies then located 3 of the 5 involved teens and that they'd hidden the stolen food in a backpack in bushes. Their coach, 27-year-old Malik Harvey, is not accused of being involved in that theft, but in a video posted to social media, the sheriff said when deputies made contact with the coach, they asked him if he could identify the remaining 2 suspects in this video, but that he lied about knowing them.
Of course, we had 3 in custody. He denied knowing who the other 2 were. He resisted us when he did not cooperate in the investigation, when he directly lied, when he misled us. Well, of course he knew who they were, but he lied to us. Oh, did I tell you that he works for the Department of Juvenile Services in Cheltenham Youth Detention Center in Maryland?
You know he lost his job.
Hopefully.
That's right. So he works in the criminal justice system, and he lied to us.
So we did reach out to the Maryland Department of Juvenile Services for a statement about the coach's alleged employment, which you just heard the sheriff mention. We have not yet heard back. We also tried contacting Coach Harvey himself, but we're also not able to reach him. He faces a child neglect charge now, as the sheriff alleges that before that theft, he'd arranged an Uber for the teens to an Airbnb where there was no adult yet present. He also faces charges for resisting without violence, accessory after the fact, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The teen boys were each charged with conspiracy to commit retail theft, tampering with evidence, petty theft, and violation of the county curfew ordinance for juveniles. So the sheriff went on to say in that video that, interestingly, there was another team coach who helped them identify the remaining 2 teens. He said that coach is actually one of the boys' mothers. He went on in that video to praise her for what he said was doing the right thing. Kenneth Shurin.
All right, Sydney, thank you.
All right.
Wow.
As Minister Danzel would say, that is stupid on steroids.
Come on, man.
Because it is definitely that. First and foremost, you do not go to Florida and act like you're going to commit crimes and think that they're not
the wrong
going
place,
to do
man.
anything. Polk County is actually also one of the last places because, hey, Sheriff Grady is going to put all your business out there. He's going to put it all out there for everybody to see. Everybody's going to see that, hey, they came down to Florida. They cut a fool. We caught them. We plan on prosecuting them to the fullest extent of the law. They do not play down there. And again, we discussed the similar situation last summer.
I remember this.
Cutting up and acting a fool last summer.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
We discussed this. And what is up with these daggone coaches, you know, for these AAU basketball teams? Are you not supposed to be a positive role model for the children? Are you not supposed to be that? Seriously? Goodness gracious. This makes absolutely no sense. When I saw this, I was just shaking my head like, come on, man. I coached football for a very long time. We tried to be positive influences on these kids. We tried our best to be positive influences on these kids, giving them wisdom, trying to give them some game. More times than not, these are kids that they don't have fathers in the household. So you are that father figure for them, and you're supposed to be helping them. And the other thing, when you're playing these types of sports, you know, AAU, so forth and so on, these are supposed to be outlets to keep you out of trouble.
That's
not for you to travel and go get yourself in trouble.
Thank you.
That's what they're supposed to be. Am I wrong on that, Minister Denzel?
Oh, you're right. Absolutely right. In fact, my question is, who hired that dude? Who hired that coach with that kind of attitude that didn't have the decency to take care of the kids that he was working over? I mean, that's sad. Maybe those kids thought that they were in a blue state. Did they get their directions twisted? I mean, you see, this is when you don't understand politics properly. You think you can do stupidity in the wrong place and you get caught, man. This is good. I think this is good that they're advertising this. And I'm praying that this will repeat itself, even in those blue states, which is probably unlikely. But that's what needs to happen to these kids. Otherwise, they'll never learn, and they may not make it to the adult stage because that kind of activity is going to lead them to more and more craziness until somebody's going to catch them off guard, and it's going to be the end of everything. So I think that it's very important to advertise this, and I think that what Florida is doing, they're doing the right thing. That's the way you handle these wild kids. Send a memo to them blue city judges, those blue city mayors and governors. Send a memo to them. Tell them this is how you do it.
Crystal,
I don't think DC hear you.
I don't know what I'm with Minister Denzel. I think you know what? I think AOC got to people's heads. So the North could pull up to the South.
Pull up there.
They can understand that the South don't play, especially old Sheriff Judd over there. That he puts everybody in blast. You see, DC didn't want to put their pictures up. They're minors. He said, "I don't care. I don't care.
Right.
We're gonna put him on blast because we're gonna make shaming great again."
Amen.
That's right.
Ain't nobody tell you to be up in our stores stealing. And I appreciate that. People, let me just help y'all out because I know Sandy from Westchester, who thinks she's AOC from the block, has y'all confused. The North pulling up to the South and trying to pull the foolishness that y'all pull up there down here will not work out too well for y'all. I'm telling y'all right now, because the South does not play. Listen, I'm a Northerner that moved to the South. I'm telling y'all, they do things very differently here. And especially in Ron DeSantis, Florida, I'm just telling y'all, they don't play. And they are going to hold your feet to the fire. This is not one of those where you commit the crime and then the next day you're skipping through the streets and committing the crime again. They don't play that game. They will lock you up and put you under the jail. Keep playing with them. So let these people know. And you people who are supposed to be role models and are supposed to be pouring into the kids, please understand what it says in the Word of God. It is better for a millstone to be wrapped around your throat and you be thrown into the sea before you go around sitting here causing the little ones to sin. And when you are not teaching them right from wrong, when this man actually stood there and hid the other two, he should have been forthcoming and said, these are the other two young men that were there, but he lied. And so you are condoning their bad behavior. They're not going to learn anything because they're not facing consequences for their actions. And that's why they keep doing what they do.
Yeah. And it costs him his job. Celeste. Potentially. We hadn't heard yet, but I'm for certain
Hope so.
They're gonna get him up out of there. You can't be working with kids, and this is what you That's
right. That's right.
So I don't really necessarily at this point have black fatigue. I'm not actually tired of Black people. However, I am becoming overwhelmed by feral children fatigue. These children have never been raised. First of all, stop putting these feral children on your team. So let's start right there. Okay. If you've never been raised and nobody, and you can tell the parents do not care about their children. The fact that they left their children in the care of a man who looked like that. If that man had walked up to my car and I'm about to put little Johnny and little Susie, I'd have been like, lock the door. We going. I just don't look at you and think, this is somebody who I want to be out of my presence, out of state, to be guiding my child. The reason he didn't tell, because to me, the story is not the kids. Underage people with non-developed brains will make mistakes. It's not that children will be children. The fact is these children have no guidance. This is the problem. The story is the man. The reason the gentleman, the coach, didn't want to identify the two kids is because what he's trying to hide is that he's the one that got arranged the Uber for them. He knows how stupid of a decision that was. You took these children away from their home, away from everything they know, and away from a state that maybe they've never even been in before. And your bright idea was to say, I'm gonna get you an Uber so you can go cross town to some. You don't know. You could have been sending them into a horrible neighborhood. You could have been sending them into a killing zone. Like, what on earth made you think you could supervise them out of your eyesight and far away? So now what we know about you and your 27-year-old self is that you are a child too. You are another one that is the age of an adult, but you have the emotional and intellectual development of a child. So these were not the children you were responsible for. Those are your friends. And you didn't want to rat your friends out. And that's why you didn't say anything, because they're you. And maybe you weren't there at the store, but if you were, we don't know that you would have done anything different. And we don't know that you would have chastised them and said, put that stuff back, and gone up to the front and said, ma'am, I apologize for these boys. I'm taking them out of here. This is the stuff that they took. We are returning it. We can't expect any of that out of you, because you seem to be just as childish as they are. And any parent, as far as I'm concerned, you can prosecute these kids if you want to. And I do think Minister Denzel is correct that it is a notice to blue state mayors and law enforcement officials on how to handle it. But who needs to be looked at? I say it all the time. Stop showing me these children. I want to see their mamas. Make their mamas have to stand up and say, what on earth made you leave your boy with him?
Nika, we'll give you the last word on this. We're going to keep it moving.
The behavior I am used to, because I am from Washington, D.C. This is the norm. Okay. They don't prosecute anything here. All right. And in Maryland, if it's right around, PG County, Charles County is starting to become that way. It's the same thing. And unfortunately, those kids will get out of there and they'll go back to Maryland with the same thing, because you have, the liberal mayors and the city council in DC who will tell you, oh, it's the kids, they don't have anything to do. They don't have this, they don't have that. These are the poorest, most wealthiest kids I've ever seen. Most of them have everything that you can think about, and they are still outside wreaking havoc. And that's because it's not what they have or don't have. It's the culture. It's the culture. And the judicial system doesn't give them any type of assurance either, because when I was growing up in DC, if you got caught in truancy, if you got caught doing this, that, and the third, they would pick you up, you would be locked up, and they would tell your parents afterwards. It wasn't none of this nice, we're going to talk to you, we're going to give you probation. No, I know some kids that did, extensive stints in juvie for things like this, stealing, right? And they had a record as a kid. So I think they need to bring a lot of that back, because it was a deterrent. Because especially with young boys, boys and men only understand a few things.
Yeah.
Structure, consequences and reward. If they don't get any of those, they're just going to run amok. So this is absolutely the faults of the parents, but it's being doubled down on by the liberal systems. And if they don't change, the parents can, huff and puff pretty much all they want, because they're not being supported when they're out of their sight. But I think it's like Celeste said, there would be absolutely no way that my children would be going anywhere with somebody that looks like Mystical.
Listen, I am as discriminating as they come. I'm making discrimination great again. I'd have looked at him and that would have been enough.
He looks like Mystical to me. I'd have been like, no.
Did you say he looked like Mystical, girl?
He looked like Mystical. He looked like he was about to say, there I go. I was like, nope. Nope.
He does
I
look
can't
a little
do
like
it.
him,
Can't
though.
do it.
He does look like him.
you're right.
He looks like Mystical. He got
Isn't
the same
Mystical in
mugshot.
jail?
Absolutely not.
Is
He
it
say he ain't in jail.
Yeah, he is again,
Yeah.
or the same charge. Yeah, he is.
Oh,
We'll keep
man.
moving. Read some super chat. Shout out to Captain Caveman. $2 super chat says Crystal just gave the Captain Caveman call. Okay. All righty. Papa Dot in the building. $5 super chat says, did you hear the left saying that good manners and courtesy were a sign of white supremacy?
Yes.
They can't and don't understand it, so they curse it. Idiots. That is insane.
That part.
That is insane. Thank you, Jedi Master, for the $2 super chat. Says, I live in Titusville. Sheriff Ivy don't play. All right. Thank you to Kung Fu CJ. $5 super chat says, Wise, I worked in a prison here in Georgia. Half the inmates are not from Georgia. GSP, catch them coming and going. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's because 95, if you guys know anything about Georgia, 95 runs right through GA. And a lot of those guys, man, they go down in there to Florida, try to pick up, a package or two and try to act like they're going to make it through. Yeah, it doesn't turn out too well for them. Don't turn out too well for them.
We have signs in Georgia, right? When you enter Georgia, and it tells you what the fine is. Don't you litter. That's 10,000 years. Don't do this. That's 20.
Yeah.
They
don't play
get you
down
right
there.
at the entry. They're like, we're
Yeah,
here.
they don't play.
Wow.
I knew Florida
play.
didn't play when they
Florida
kept
don't
sending
play.
me. They kept sending me the 24 cents I owed for a toll. I said, now look.
Hey, you better send them the 24 cents. They want all their bread. You heard me? All of it. Nah, they don't play down there, man. And I can honestly say that when I was growing up, out in Georgia, you cut a fool if you want to. You're gonna have those run-ins. You can cut a fool if you want to. You will see the inside of that daggone that hotel right there on Memorial Drive, or right there on Wright Street, for those, if you know, you know. Thank you to RSS or $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Thank you. We got to go back to Crystal's Caveman. $2 super chat says canned sausages, automatic 5 years hard time. Oh man.
That's the thing here in DC. Them sausages, child, they love them things. Look at
the canned sausage. Is that the Vienna sausages?
The Vienna sausages, they like those, and they like the hot sausages.
Oh Lord.
Better pay for them.
I ain't had a Vienna sausage in years. Golly, I didn't know that was still a thing. I didn't know that was still a thing. Wow.
It's a step up from spam.
Wow.
Okay. Crystal's Caveman in the building. $10 super chat says, I'll let teachers teach, the coaches coach, the police do the policing, preachers help them with the connection with God, but let me deal with the stealing of sausages. I had my coffee, Mika.
I see.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the $10 super chat. Says, Brother Wise, last week on my birthday, you asked, how will I be spending my 40th birthday? Well, as of today, I will be celebrating my 40th with a newborn. God is good.
Wow. I know that's right.
Congratulations, man.
When he gets big and strong, you can send him to the door.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to Speak Your Voice First. $2 super chat says, God, guns, and butter. Welcome to the South, sugar.
Brother Wise, have you seen her shirt that says that? She made a shirt that says it.
I love that.
I love it.
I'm gonna have to copy me one of them.
Yeah.
All right. Speak yourself first. Drop the link. Thank you, David Williams, coming through with 550 jewels. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, I thought I was bad stealing pig feet out the jar in South Carolina, out in the South Carolina country store. My grandfather and father lit me up, but Vienna sausages overboard.
Now that may be the first person I've ever known to steal a pig foot.
Steal a daggone pig feet. First I've ever heard, for sure. Goodness.
You got it.
Stealing
You got
pig
number
feet.
one.
Wow.
Thank you, Eric, with the $2 super chat says, not to mention they were at the Airbnb. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thank you to RS Soar coming through. $5 super chat says, we enjoy your conversations. Greeting from Texas. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you to Eric with the $2 super chat says, wise cue up the birthday song for young Mr. Hunter.
Yes.
Today's Hunter's birthday? And Hunter, you didn't say anything? You didn't say anything?
It's Hunter's birthday? I thought you saw Jonathan Hunter. Wait, Hunter, it's your birthday?
Oh, Jonathan Hunter's birthday was last week. That was last week. We showed him some love last week. We did. Thank you to One Mom 955 for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Let's move to New York real fast. Mamdani's offering free groceries, and he's letting it be known that they're opening up 5 of these grocery stores. They're going to happen in all of the boroughs all around the daggone country. They also said that, he also said that he plans on offering certain products at a discount or reduced rate of at least 30%. Interesting. Let me play this clip for you guys and we'll be back.
I'm proud to announce a collection of essential staples that will be predictably 30% cheaper at all 5 of our city-run grocery stores. This core set of goods will include all fresh produce, meat, and seafood, along with 20 other essential items like cheese, milk, and bread. Here's how it will work. Once a month, our 5 city-run grocery stores will set prices for this core set of goods at 30% below typical retail prices. No exceptions, no gimmicks. The savings will last for the entire month. That means no weekly fluctuations nor sticker shock at the checkout line. Not for our seniors living on fixed incomes, nor for the parents who rely on a regular supply of apple slices to keep toddler tantrums at bay. Now, can we all see this incredible example of produce in my hand? Now, you will see these plantains here, so for anyone wondering how much these beautiful plantains might cost, you can use this QR code or head to grocery.com.
Remove Mamdani! Remove Mamdani! Remove Mamdani! Remove Mamdani!
Mayor Zohran Mamdani pushing forward with his plan for municipal-owned grocery stores. The mayor promising the shops will offer deep discounts on fresh fruits and vegetables, along with other staples like milk and meat. But there are still concerns about the millions he'll spend on this program and if it could hurt a handful of bodegas in the area, particularly those in the outer boroughs. Now let's bring in political reporter Henry Rossoff for more on this story. Affordability, Henry, we know everyone is talking about, but surviving in this economy is another concern.
Yeah, I mean, and this was the campaign promise from Mayor Zohran Mamdani that a lot of people were skeptical of and were wondering if he could pull it off and if it made sense. Well, today we got a lot more details about him pushing forward with this, including which foods would be discounted at the 5 grocery stores, 1 in each borough across the city. But don't misunderstand, this plan continues to face a lot of criticism.
For anyone wondering how much these beautiful plantains might cost, you can use this QR code.
With some showmanship, Mayor Zohran Mamdani announced that fresh produce and other important staples at his government-supported grocery stores would be 30% off the market price, recalibrated monthly.
No exceptions, no gimmicks. The savings will last for the entire month.
The first of the stores is expected to open next year, with the city within the last few days officially beginning the bidding process for grocery store operators to get involved. New York City is promising to help by building out each location, along with helping with branding and marketing, and it will cover all rent and property taxes. In return, those running grocery stores will be required to provide the discount food, along with high-paying jobs that include full benefits for workers. I asked why not use all that money and effort to just support established food programs in the city.
We see in this city an opportunity to take an all-of-the-above approach. We are going to continue to work with incredible partners like the ones that we're here with today, as well as ensure that food pantries across the 5 boroughs can flourish.
But even at the mayor's announcement in East New York, members of the local community board were skeptical this will make a difference.
This is it's a drop in the bucket to what it is that we need. There's problems that are not being addressed. Housing, like you mentioned, education.
And there remains concerns that mom and pop bodegas will not be able to compete with these stores. The city is attempting to offset some of that by not allowing government-run grocers to sell hot food, alcohol, and cigarettes, where smaller corner stores make most of their money.
Places like this are the lifeblood of our community, and at the end of the day, if we don't keep them open, we're giving into the source of capitalism that's destroying our community as a whole.
Locations both in Manhattan and in the Bronx have been selected. They're still working on the city that is selecting locations for Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. I know you've covered this, Jay. You were over when they announced the Manhattan location.
Absolutely. How real are the concerns among these mom and pop bodega owners?
They're very real. I mean, I spoke with the bodega owner for the shop. We just interviewed that customer outside you saw at the end of the story there, and he spoke with me off camera, and he said, listen, them leaving hot food, alcohol, cigarettes, lotto alone is important. Those are good margins for us.
Not nothing.
But devils are in the details here. If they drop this in between three popular bodegas, it's gonna be a hit no matter how you slice it. So if they put them truly far away, I think some of these owners are like, that's okay, but where are these locations? That's why these three missing locations, that's important information.
Mamdani is the mini Ayatollah. Watch this.
We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants and use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it.
دلخوش نباشید که مسکن فقط میسازیم آب و برق را مجانی میکنیم برای طبقه مستمند.
We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line.
اتوبوس را مجانی میکنیم برای طبقه مستمند.
We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life.
شما را به مقام انسانیت میرسانیم.
All right, so Zoran Mamdani is basically saying the same lines as this guy did. And what was the result? What were some of the horrible things that this guy did when he was in power? He ordered the 1988 mass execution of political prisoners. They executed thousands of political prisoners who refused to denounce their beliefs. They were hanged in groups, directed large-scale executions of political opponents after the 1979 revolution. Reports document torture, sexual violence, and killings. He also issued this in 1989, which ordered Muslims worldwide to kill the author of the Satanic Verses because he said it was blasphemy. Of course, they persecuted all other religious minorities, so this is going to be us in America. And then we have the Sharia law stuff with severe punishments for dissent, women, and moral crimes. So
there hasn't been a place where this has worked successfully.
That's right.
Right now in the country, and I had to look it up real quick, there is one government-ran grocery store that's been around. It's been around since 2013. It's still operating. It's out in Kansas. Not the one we covered out in Kansas City last summer, but this is St. Paul, Kansas. It is ran by the city government, but if you know anything about St. Paul, Kansas, it's a small town. And that is what they consider as the strongest success. Other than that, there are 5 others that have been unsuccessful. The Erie Market out in Kansas City, the Baldwin Market out in Baldwin, Florida, the Sunfresh out in Kansas City, the Caney Market out in Kansas City, in Kansas, and the Azalea Fresh Market out in Atlanta. It opened in 2025. It's still going, but it's not going that well right now. The other 4 that I mentioned, they've pretty much closed. With one of them, I think the city spent $29 million on, and it's still closed. This doesn't work. It doesn't work. And in a place like New York City, which is supposed to be the capitalist bastion of America, to have something like this open up, and they think that this is going to work. Unfortunately, you got a lot of young people out there who think that this is going to work, that they think that this is a good thing, and they think that liberalism is good. You see the examples, not just here in our country, but all around the world. You know what I'm saying? You see the examples of it not actually working. How much money do y'all think they're going to spend? I think they're already over budget on one store. And he's talking about open up 4 others. I mean, sheesh, the 30% savings, but what is it going to cost the city to do this when it's all said and done? Celeste, we'll give you the first word, And
so let me say this. First of all, welcome to what communism looks like in real time. So let's go. The first job of the communist is always price setting, always to set the price. Why? Because setting the price does what you need it to do, and what you need it to do is never what you think. Mamdani has come out and said that these grocery stores, I believe it's going to be one in each of the boroughs, is supposed to be able to provide a low-cost option for people in underserved communities. That is not what these stores are designed to do. They already know the stores will fail. They already know this because he's offering a 30% discount for an entire month. He's not going to be able to do that for any length of time because the growers can't afford to give him the product at 30% less. So, okay, maybe then he'll subsidize the grower and say, hey, we need this product. We'll subsidize you at full price. And then we, the city, will take the 30% hit to give it to the customer. There's only going to be so long you can do that you can lose 30% each month in 5 stories across the city. How long will you be able to do that? It's not, they already know this is going to fail. This is not designed to provide food to disadvantaged people at low cost. What this is designed to do is to run those private bodegas out of the market. That's the whole purpose, is to get rid of the private property.
Thank you.
Whole point is to get rid of them. They only need the store to be around long enough for those businesses to close. And once they're gone, once those businesses are gone, they'll tell you, we couldn't do it. We ran out of money, just like they did everywhere else that they have done these grocery stores, just like they did with the Affordable Care Act, just like they do when they do government sponsored housing. It is never, ever. Allegedly, we commandeered as a federal government, commandeered 1/6 of the whole private economy in taking over healthcare. And what did we do? We ran healthcare businesses out of the market, consolidated behind the few, and drove the price up. That is the only purpose of doing this. It is to get rid of the many grocery options you currently have. And as soon as they do that, this store will fail. New York bodegas are the home and the pride of the chopped cheese. New Yorkers, you're about to lose the chopped cheese sandwich if y'all don't get on top of this thing. You better save the chopped cheese, because these grocery stores are going to get rid of your ability to go get a $5 chopped cheese sandwich in the back of these bodegas. That is the point and the intent. You, honey, these are wolves, and I don't even know if they're in sheep's clothing. Beards. I don't know what they're wearing nowadays. But you have to understand, when they are proposing these subsidized options, the subsidy is never, ever for the people. It is always to penalize the private property and the profit in the private market.
Jeff's actually, he's absolutely right here. I don't think people understand what they mean by when they say subsidize. That means that you're paying for it. The taxpayers, you're going to pay for it. They try to make it seem like, oh, the government to pay for it. No. You're going to pay for it, because they're about to raise the taxes. They've already raised the taxes. And once all the millionaires and the billionaires, they're already dipped out. The millionaires are rolling out. And now they're going to pass that on to the middle class. And before you know it, it's just going to be a failed city full of people that have no money. Mika, we'll give you the next word.
Well, they don't understand what socialism really is. They keep sticking that democratic socialism in front of that word, and democratic and socialism do not go together. But they keep telling them that it does, so they believe it. But Mamdani is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He is the left's version of Donald Trump. Okay, You knew what Donald Trump was going to do. You knew what Mamdani was going to do. He said it. And these people voted for it. Now, Wise, you asked, well, young people want free stuff. Yeah, because they don't want to pay for it, right? Most young people don't want to really pay for anything. Even if we were back in, back in the days, young people don't want to pay for anything. Cool. However, they're not realizing what they're getting themselves into because most have never had the adversity that their grandparents and so have had. So when they think of it, it's this manufactured, you're in fascism, you're in this, you're in that. It's all manufactured, the racism, all of that. Okay. The people who claim to be the people getting the racism are actually putting it on. So at the end of the day, all of this is manufactured, but it's ushering in things like socialism and beyond. So for New York to be the hub of socialism is crazy because it's the hub of capitalism.
Yes.
And it's wow. Mamdani is actually showing what you can do with liberals, because to have New York, the height of the stock market, all of these these big properties, these buildings, these national parks, all of these things that New York is. He's absolutely taking it away one by one. So it goes to show what liberalism actually does to a nation and to one of the most thriving cities. And when you look at it now, it's actually what Celeste was talking about, but it's a lot sinister, right? They're going to go for the property, but all of the property. Doesn't matter if it's stores, doesn't matter if it's homes, doesn't matter, whatever it is. He's literally accelerating you will own nothing and like it. He's doing what the liberals said they were going to do, but he's doing it at a faster pace. He's doing it at record speed, and they're not realizing it. Right now, they're frogs sitting in a pot. They don't realize that they're absolutely on a collision course. And when they finally do wake up and realize it, they'll already be too knee deep in. They'll have absolutely nothing. You can't do anything really in New York right now. And when it comes down to it, these bodegas, I mean, I lived in New York for 4 years. These bodegas really do hold up the community. They give people jobs. They give people food at, lower. Some places that don't have stores near them, the bodegas right there.
Right on the corner.
So yeah, so you would have food deserts without them. They're cornerstones of these communities. And so when I look at it, I'm just saying New York is about to be literally little Cuba, and they're about to figure out exactly what it means to be government ran. You want the government to be in your business, they're going to be in it, and you're going to pay the price for it. And when you look up, it'll look like worse than Cuba. It'll look like Venezuela, where you're standing in line every week for bread, where you're standing in line every week for plantains, where you're standing in line, and when you get up there, there's nothing left because we're out. They can't afford it. Nobody's paying the taxes. And now you got to eat out of garbage. They don't realize that this can happen here because they keep putting, well, it's democratic socialism. It's different. They'll realize it once they have it.
Minister Denzel?
Well, here's my problem. And I think that it's good that you show this. And I'm glad that some people seem to be aware of what's going on, but most still aren't aware of it. They still hear that word free and they go crazy. And as you said, they are going to run all of the people, the family businesses, the bodegas out of business. They're going to take over their buildings, They're going to have the complete control over all the supplies, and they're not going to care about the poor people. And the poor people who voted them in office are going to want to blame somebody else instead of themselves for voting them in office. So here's the bottom line. You had a chance to vote to prepare someone who was worthy of your vote, and you chose to vote for a socialist communist, a Muslim, and you're going to get just what you deserve. I don't know how our conservatives, Republicans are going to regain power, or if they're going to regain power. I'm not even hearing what they're doing to counter this mess. But I do know one thing: they need to get the message out about what's happening, how it's happening. They need to show the strategic plan of these lies and these deceivers and what's going to happen to the people, and hopefully get the people to move before it's too late. Because if something's not done right away, you better not wait until those grocery stores get built, and you better not wait until they take over everything, because then it's going to be too late. The time is now to get rid of Mamdani and all those who think like him. You can't wait until later. You got to do this now.
Well, Minister Danzel, I understand your sentiment, but I think the conservatives and the Republicans have said, you know what, y'all want it, y'all got it, and they're leaving them to their own devices. And you're seeing the companies move to the states that actually have sane policies and sane politicians. And amongst the voter bloc of, at least some sane folks that won't allow this type of stuff to go on. You're seeing the companies vote with their feet. They're voting with their dollars as well. They're getting out of there and they're moving to places that's more friendly to them. We're almost headed back to where we were, a little over 100 years ago. Where, you had, certain states, which back in the day it was the North, and the North was the states that didn't have slavery and they didn't have all these things. And the South was considered the poorer side of things. Now you see people online complaining. Most of these people that complain about their paychecks, complain about the money not going that far, those people live in these quote unquote liberal strongholds. Absolutely. And they're frustrated with the policies. They're frustrated because they're like, hey, we voted for this, but this isn't panning out the way they told us it would.
Right.
And we're starting to see a real separation in our country. You're seeing it. And that's why you have places like Florida booming, Georgia booming, Tennessee booming, Texas booming, Arkansas booming. There is a direct correlation to these people.
They don't see it.
They all have conservative values, and they're all about low taxes. They're about stopping crime. They're not about allowing the criminals to just run amok. And when you have governors, like DeSantis and the governor out in Tennessee saying, hey, I know it's crazy up there in Seattle. We're open for business. We'll take you. Hey, come on down here. So you're seeing an actual separation happen. And unfortunately, eventually, what happens with the communists? Once they get their way, if you are still stuck there, they're not going to allow you to leave. That's the next step. You're going to want to leave and you can't. And the reason why you can't is they're not going to allow you to leave.
Nope, they're going to be stuck there.
You're going to be stuck there. So I suggest, hey, get out while you can. While you can leave.
Are you talking to me, Wise? Freely. Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Minister Danzel. I'm talking to Mr. Largy. Hey, get out while you can, because these people are crazy and there is enough of them up there that they want to continue this. You see who they just elected, in these Democrat stronghold areas up there that won the primaries. It wasn't your, if you can even call them sane Democrats. No, they went the far left progressive route with this Xavier lady and a few others out there. You see where this is headed. The writing is on the wall. Your job is to believe that it's going in that direction and say, you know what? Either we can stay and try to fight, but if we lose, we're going to be stuck here.
No, and they're doing it in Chicago. But they get around it by blaming Donald Trump, because in Chicago, that's what he's doing right now. He's like, well, we don't have the resources because Donald Trump took away the funding. It's like you didn't have it before Donald Trump took away the funding.
Exactly right.
That's right.
Crystal, we'll give you the last word on this. We're gonna keep it moving.
So, let's start off with this. First, let me say hi to my sister. She just pulled up. Hi, sis. But I wanted to say this. I loved what that person wrote. Democrat liberals think they're using Islam to bring in socialism. But what really is happening is Islam is using Democrats who are useful idiots to bring in Islam. That is what they're doing.
Right.
And why I'm saying that is they went to the hub. They went to New York, as y'all said, the capitalist foundation of everything, business, everything. And they went and they tested to see if they could take it over. And what people did was they let them take it over.
Yep.
They supported they supported all of this craziness that's going on. Because I was sitting on there listening, and they said that Mamdani said he wants to open up these grocery stores. He wants discounted food, but he expects the people to get high-paying jobs with full benefits. Economics degree person. I don't have them degrees, but the math ain't mathing, because can't be. Something's not mathing here, and people are actually stopping and believing this, and they're like, yes, we support this. Let me try and pronounce this word. There was something that just came out of the New York Post. It's called Mamdani's Pierre de Terre, where Mamdani just put out the list of all of these A-list celebrities, business owners, all these things, their secondary addresses, their secondary places. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because a good portion of those people supported Mamdani.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all were the useful idiots that he needed. Y'all were the useful idiots, and he took pleasure in all of y'all supporting his crazy. And now, because y'all thought he was your ally, because he was playing tequila with y'all, I'm so tired of trying to explain to y'all that they are playing tequila with you. So he played tequila with you. He got in.
That's right.
And then he got in, and now y'all are seeing everything fall apart. I'm not going to use the word socialism, because I think socialism is just a pretty word for communism. Let's just be real.
That's exactly what it is.
True.
So they try to make it sound real pretty. I'm like, oh, socialism. No. Let's use the word. It's communism. And that's what's happening. We covered this, Brother Wise, my first few months on this show, when we talked about the grocery store in Kansas City, where it smelled bad. There was no food in the produce aisle. People were starving. There was no food for them. And this is what New York just signed up for. They signed up to be starving because they thought they wanted stuff for free. But the Bible says very carefully how God feels about freeloading. Just in case y'all didn't know, because so many of y'all say Jesus is a socialist. Somebody other y'all must miss these scriptures. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10, he says, for even when we were with you, we would give you this command. If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. It also says in Proverbs, which I love. My dad used to say this all the time. This was something that we understood how important it was to work. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. Why am I saying that? Because y'all want free. Work is free. You're supposed to work. In fact, it is, the Lord said it in Genesis that working was dignified. Like that was something that you were supposed to be proud of, that you were working. But all of y'all want free stuff. So these people are able to come in and play tequila with you, take over your places because you just hear the word free and you're like, yeah, I want it. Except it is not free because y'all are going to pay for it. Just like them saying they want to get government-owned homes, like they discussed in the video. They want to own the properties. So they're going to freeze the rent. So what's going to happen when stuff breaks? Who's going to fix it? If they take it over, you understand that if the landlord doesn't own it anymore, you now have to pay for it. I don't know why. I don't know. Let me not say I don't know. This is why they dumb down so many of y'all in school, because it's easier to control y'all because y'all don't understand how things work. If you actually wanted to know stuff, you would go research communism. You'd go research what happens just economically. If someone is not paying for something, that means I have to pay for it to get it fixed. If they're saying that they're giving food for free, who's paying the people that's providing this food? How is it getting there? Oh, it's going to come out of my pockets. So it's never, ever free. Nothing is ever free. But y'all seem to hear the word free, and then y'all sit down and embrace the craziness. I'm
still falling for it. Yep.
I'm going to just say this right now. I hear what Brother Wise is saying, and that's true. A lot of conservatives are saying, you know what? Y'all wanted it? Have at it. I agree. But there's a portion of me that we have to be careful because they started in New York. They're not going to stop in New York.
Nope.
No.
Their goal is to get everywhere. And you see them popping up all over the place in different places throughout the US. They're commandeering the blue cities and the blue states. But they're trying to infiltrate, because I told y'all we had a few here right here in Georgia who was trying to run for governor that were part of the DSA. So
yeah, but there's enough sane people there that are saying no.
Thank you.
That is the difference.
That's the key.
But the difference, I agree with you, but a lot of these leftist, blue-haired, septum ring, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs people are trying to move to the South and bring their bad habits to the South.
That's
And
the
that
policy.
on purpose.
is my problem.
That's the
That
method.
is my problem, because they choose their demise and then want to run away from their demise and try to bring it in other places. We don't want your foolishness, and we are going to stay on top of it. And this is why I said, and I'll say this, what I said last night, because I talked about this last night. Their job, exactly what Celeste said, they're trying to get rid of the bodegas. They're trying to get rid of the corner stores. Listen, I used to live for a good corner store. That's what they're trying to do.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. I used to get we don't call it a sub. We call it a hero.
Hero. That's right.
Hero every day after school. I would go get my bagel and cream cheese. I would get all my stuff from the corner store. I mean, they want to take that away because I remember something that Benny Johnson did when he went to Cuba. He went to Cuba and he did a story, and it was like a little documentary of what it was like in Cuba, and there were no options for food. It was just
shelves were empty.
And if you didn't get there in time, you didn't get no food.
Yeah.
And this is what y'all signed up for. Y'all are signing up for now the businesses, the bodegas, all them. If they can't make money, they're out. If just like the landlords who are purchasing these homes and stuff, if they can't make money, they're out. So y'all will be stuck with whatever they provide for you, the government. And as Brother Wise has always said, and I 100% agree, whoever feeds you, whoever clothes you, whoever houses you, they own you. So you just signed up to be a slave to these people. And I just want y'all to understand that, because y'all say that we're the slaves. No, y'all are the slaves because y'all agreed to all of this foolishness.
Right.
It's time for y'all to wake up, especially the body of Christ in New York, who sits there and say, I am not going to vote. I'm not going to get involved because I'm not supposed to be in politics. I'm just sojourning through.
Amen.
To eternity, but this is where you live right now. You're exiled in this life right now. So since you're in this life right now, you're supposed to be trying to protect the welfare of the nation that you're currently living in. Therefore, that means you're supposed to get up and go out and vote, because when you don't vote, evil takes over. Wherever God's kingdom is not residing, please understand, Satan's kingdom is taking over. Get up and stop being lazy. Get up and do something. Stop letting evil take over. That is y'all fault. Wake up.
Crystal, can I say something about the church real quick? These people that are saying that, I'm in the church and I'm a Christian and I'm, checked out. What you're actually saying is the same thing as the atheist, that God has no right to make a demand on your life. You mean to tell you that God placed you in this place and in this time for absolutely no reason, and there are no demands on you. You just okay, waiting for my end. That is the same kind of laziness that atheists use. They don't want to live up to the demands of their life. They don't have the courage to live up to the demands of their life. So they try to lie behind a fake philosophy of, this religiosity, no, this isn't for us. I'm above this. This is all going to pass over my head and I'm excused. No, that's just a way to say, I don't want to do what God wants me to do. And if that's okay, if you don't, but you don't get to call yourself a Christian and do that.
Nope.
And Crystal, here's the thing where you realize it's like Minister Donzel said, that these people are stupid. If I know a lot of people don't watch international news, but if you look at international news and you look at places like, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, there are Muslim leaders that actually speak out against Mamdani and the radicalization, right? Because Mamdani not only distorts the Christian faith, he also goes about distorting things in the Islamic faith that would never fly, right? You don't see all this terror. When you go to Dubai, you don't see any terror. You can leave your car running. Nobody will touch it, right? Because there's a respect factor there. You don't see LGBT pride parades, right? Because they have to follow a certain standard. Mamdani knows that, right? But it's like that lady said, he's exactly like the Ayatollah. He's taking something and twisting it. So when those people in Iran let go of their actual faith and they started believing in the Ayatollah, who was supposed to be the supreme, right? Not their Muhammad. You let the Ayatollah be your idol, right? You let the Ayatollah do all of this stuff. So when he took over as that, he did exactly what he wanted to do. They're letting Mamdani do the same thing. All of the, whatever the faith of people in New York and the non-believers as well, they allowed Mamdani to be their idol and everything else. And now they're getting exactly what they deserve. So Mamdani knows exactly what he's doing, and he's using it against them, because this would never fly in not any other Christian countries nor any other Islamic countries. But he knows this, and these people don't. They absolutely don't sit around and read anything, because they would know none of these programs and things that are going on that Mamdani is talking about. Where is he going to get the money from?
Exactly.
Dubai has free things, but they actually have a system, right? And you have to work. That is a part of the faith. So to tell you that you just want free stuff and you can get free stuff, I've never read anything from any faith that says that. You have to be void of all of that to actually accept somebody like Mamdani.
And you're absolutely right.
And Matthew 5:13, the Crystal and Celeste's point, Christians need to understand that God is serious about our productivity. He made it clear. He said, if the salt loses its savor, you're good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden on the foot of men. That's not no light statement. You don't produce the way he called you to produce, you're not worth anything to him. And he will kick you out. Ain't no question about that. And I think that Christians they play Jesus cheap. With the shirt the brothers made up that he turned over, he flipped tables for less. You better believe it. Amen. You ain't gonna just come over here and say you're a Christian and do nothing.
Minister Denzel, he says it in people hear the parable of the talents, but they don't actually equate what the parable of the talents is about.
That's right.
He's basically saying he gave you talents for you to go ahead and put to work. You're supposed to be
better produce.
And the one that they called evil was the one that did nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
He cast them out.
Wicked and unprofitable servant.
Yes.
And that's what people fail to realize. And the other thing to what Mika was saying is, Mika, I was just having this conversation with my sister. We were agreeing on this. We were saying people don't understand what is happening in America. They want to say, no, these people just want opportunity and so on and so forth. I said, no, this is an invasion, because if you go to the other countries, like you're talking about, the Dubais, the Qatar, these people aren't broke over there. They have opportunity and money over there too, but they're not going over there in the same quote unquote mindset and ideology. No, they are trying to get over here, and they're using the useful idiots of the liberal leftist mindset, especially these liberal white women that I said is the most dangerous of them all. The most dangerous of them. They're using them to be able to invade America. And I keep telling people they need to stop listening to these crazy liberal white women, because like I said, the liberal white women and the liberal black women, them two, problematic.
They're radical. So it fits hand in hand.
Yeah, they are. Let's read some super chats, keep it moving. Shout out to Eric, $2 super chat says, no, Jonathan Hunter's baby, welcome him right. Well, the baby's not born yet, Eric. Not yet. He said 40th. He just turned 39. But okay. Thank you, Rosa, Miss Rosa, for the 350 joules. We appreciate you. Shout out to Prometheus coming through. $5 super chat says they'll eventually loot the stores. Yeah. Or it'd be too dangerous to shop in them. Shout out to Mr. Midwest. $5 super chat says, OG Wise, I would love it if you would automatically make a like or a heart, maybe love, which is new every time your videos are watched. I'm not even sure if I can do that. But I guess I could look into that. I'm not sure if that can be done. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, does that 30% apply to Vienna sausages? And I was only 6 with the pig foot incident. We know you country. When you see a little kid eating pig feet, you know you
I was just getting ready to say the 6 might make it worse.
Oh my goodness.
Shout out to Cap America coming through. $10 super chat says, same people shouting remove Mamdani this year were shouting free buses about this time last year.
That's right.
And we talked about it when this show, and we said, y'all are going to regret. You're going to regret putting this dude in office. We said it. We're almost looking like prophets over here, guys. Because we were saying it. We were saying like, hey, if you put this dude in there, it's not going to work.
That's right.
Yep.
Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel, $11 super chat, subsidized, i.e., taxpayer funded. Yes.
That's right. What do you mean?
Shout out to Captain Caveman, $2 super chat says, Dum Dummy gonna give out rations, 1 sausage a week. Manifest Love, $10 super chat says, and we wonder why all the international FIFA fans came over and gobbled all the food they could eat because they have no food choices and raved about the U.S. Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yes, they that should
Exactly.
have told everybody what the real deal is going. And this is why the liberals didn't, honey, they don't even know that happened.
Yeah.
Do you
they
know
were
they don't even know the FIFA people came over here and they were talking about barbecue and ranch dressing and they don't even know that happened.
Because they're not showing it on those television stations or the people that they like to watch.
Blue Sky and all of that. They're not
and Blue Sky and MS No One's watching. Of course they're not going to show anything.
MS No One's watching. That's a good one.
Of course they're not going to do that. Shout out to Steve Edminster, $20 super chat says, the way pricing works in retail grocery stores is the price will go up 50% and they will take off 30% to make it sound good. They know that these people can't run down the street to compare prices.
Or they'll do what they did in Chicago with Save-A-Lot. They'll tell you it's $3.99 on the shelf, and then when you ring it up, it's $4.85.
Yep.
Slick.
Shout out to Gwendolyn McGinnis coming through 440 joules. We appreciate the support. And thank you again, Gwendolyn, for the 10 joules. We appreciate your support. And thank you, Aussie Kiwi, coming through 440 joules. We appreciate your support. Thank you, Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, New York going to get 1 sausage, 1 slice of bologna, 1 slice of bread, cup of water, an egg, half a Chico stick, dang, and be happy selling food like Lucy cigarettes. Lord have mercy.
1 crunch a day.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh man. That's rough, man.
And still
selling food like Lucy cigarettes. Yeah, I could see that. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says, I'm a democratic socialist. Of course, I will blame the rich people for my policies failing.
Yep.
Yeah. Captain Caveman, $5 super chat. Mika, the hover round girl won't be able to back that thing up. Oh, Lord.
It was they had protests out there in Wisconsin, in Madison, and it was a lady who was leading the protest. She was on a hover round. I mean, she had to be at least 500-600 pounds. And she was she was leading the whole protest, white liberals and everything out there. When I tell you, it was just we were just laughing about that last night. I told you, your man is messy, but he was on point.
Let me say this: you can't be 500 pounds hovering over me.
And
I'm not even. You
she was
can't.
just going around the thing.
Don't hover over me at that.
That's a shame.
You know why? Something's gonna go wrong, and I can't have it. Okay.
Thank you, Steve, for the $5 super chat. Says eliminate competition. You can change anything you want or charge anything you want. I'm assuming.
So I had a 300-pound somebody tear my meniscus. Just put it that way. She fell in and tore my meniscus.
I tell you, it's dangerous around these folk. Okay, it's dangerous. I can't have it. And people, I'm telling you, to talk about your uppity and your this and your that. Go ahead. You're not gonna look. I got one body, and I intend to take it for a long distance.
Amen.
Okay, I got to preserve everything I have. That's why I can't be in fights. I can't do none of that stuff. I'm on the long distance run. Okay.
Amen. Thank you to Speak Your Voice First for the $5 super chat. Says I'm laughing because Brother Wise is like telling folks run south. Freedom is there. It's wild because it used to be run north. Yet he right. 100. Yeah.
And we need to close.
Well, we're not telling everybody to come south. I'm just telling folks like Minister Danzel and Nika and some of the folks that I know that gonna come down with some good sense.
Yeah, come on
down here to freedom.
We need to get to the bottom
it's
of
freedom around these pots. You heard me?
We need to get to the bottom of Virginia and build a wall. Okay.
And you gotta pass the test. So like if they're coming through, they gotta pass the test to be able to get through. Because if you don't pass that test, you're not coming through.
Listen, I'll be at the gate.
The test is can you say the start? Can you say the Pledge of Allegiance? You know, if you can give us the Pledge of Allegiance, maybe you can sing, Star Spangled Banner.
I'm researching your social media to see.
Yeah, we need to check out your social media. If you have if you got septum rings, things of that nature, we're not taking you. You know, we're good. You know, we're good. Thank you to Jeff. It's not your fault. Alan Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says, Celeste, my sincerest condolences on your loss. God's peace be with you, my friend.
Amen.
Thank you.
Maga Meg in the building with the 10 jewels. Appreciate you, Maga Meg. Thank you very much. What's up, Miss Tate? How you doing? $5 super chat says they don't need planes to destroy New York. They have educated, indoctrinated fools doing it. Mamdani is the face who's controlling the shadows. It's probably your boy Soros. I mean,
his smile, like it's something about his smile that's eerie to me.
It's irritating to me.
He looks evil. Like you can see the evil coming through.
You can see the wickedness. Absolutely. Thank you, Captain Caveman, for the $5 super chat. I'm waiting to see what Dumb Dami got planned for 9/11 memorial service. Instead of let us not forget, he gonna say forget it, and they'll cheer. Shaking my head.
No, I think he's not invited. They kicked him out.
Well, they did invite him, but he said that he was going anyway. So,
really?
After last night, like I did a video. I mean, I talked about it yesterday, and the signatures went up to, it was like 300 signatures, and now it went up to like a few thousand signatures of him not coming. But then he also hosted a whole meeting with the Muslim Brotherhood. I just want y'all to know that. All different ones of them throughout New York. I just want y'all to be aware of who's leading your city.
Captain Caveman, $2 super chat says New York will become an Islamic state independent of U.S. Captain Caveman with the 30 jewels. Appreciate the support. Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, I'm moving to South Carolina where I can get all the guns and pig feet I want. I ain't mad at you for moving to South Cac. South Cac was on my list. I was almost going to South Cac, almost going. And then I found this place. You know, I got to start keeping this place under wraps because I don't want y'all coming. We ain't make the list.
Because you get the smiling and then you're like, wait a minute, I ain't gonna say too much.
I don't want to tell y'all where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But I want folks getting any going, getting any thoughts. Like, he
don't want nobody to know where he's at. But remember, a few weeks ago, he was giving all of the upper class places in your area. He was putting that out there.
Yeah, because he wants them to come here. Look, they haven't even Crystal, it's so on lock. He haven't even told me. I'm like, well, where can I move?
Crystal, don't know what to tell you. Matter of fact, all of us, we need to get a spot right across the street.
So we can be out there. Y'all are more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are good. Y'all can come down. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I don't want the word to get out that this place is great because
that's what I'm saying. That's the only time
by my large iron gates and the dogs.
Okay? That's the only time why he's going to tell us when he does his invites. Then we'll get the address. Until then, he's like, nah, y'all gonna tell too many people.
Listen, let me tell you.
I don't blame him for being protective, man. I don't blame him.
If you want to find him, just stalk the golf course and then follow him back. Okay.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I actually, I go to golf course on the base, so you know what I'm saying. Unless you can get base access.
Look at see, he don't want you nowhere near him. I
don't blame you, man, because they like baby kids, man. They'll multiply, man. Get a few of them in there, man.
Crystal, I was like, man, I was watching the list, and there was like top 10 places, that folks. I was like, oh, thank you, we wasn't on the list. Thank you, we wasn't on the list. And this place, it is booming, but I'm glad it's still under the radar, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Mika, I did get, and listen, I got an invite because he along with AT and others want me to get out of Atlanta. Apparently they want me to get out of Atlanta. So they're telling
I told you there's spirit up over that.
My invite just say what airport to come to. He said, look, I'll pick you up from the airport. That's it. You know when you get here.
But y'all would be good down here, Mika. I think, especially, y'all would be good in this area. This is a good area, for folks with, military backgrounds and things of that nature. This is a great area.
Thinking about it. I have no background in nothing, but I still can come. So
I'm with you. Yes.
Thank you, Speaking Voice First. She's been a member for 6 months. As Jesus said, occupy until I return.
That part, sis. Yep.
Thank you, Eric Plummer, for the $2 super chat. Says Mamdani trying to finish what was started in 01.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. It's not your fault. Alan Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says we are given a choice. We can bury our talent, God's message, or we can invest it and spread the word of God. If you bury the talent, you do so at your own peril. Yep. Thank you, Nene, for the 10 jewels. We appreciate you. And thank you, Captain Caveman. $5 super chat says, if you can't clean all the meat off a neck bone, don't come down south. Most of these folks don't know what a neck bone is. And you actually called it what it is, neck bone. Down south, it's a T at that. It's a neck bone. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never, not one time, heard somebody call a neck bone a neck bone. It's a neck bone. It's with the T in it.
What actually is it? What is it?
It's the neck bone. It's literally is what it
neck
says.
of a cow. Yeah. They're very similar to oxtails. So the oxtails is basically the bones of the cow tail, right?
Yeah.
Bones. So if you, like nowadays, they done found out about the oxtails.
Oxtails are delicious.
I've never had either.
Oh God, they're delicious.
Oxtails are delicious, but oxtails, because they found out that folks love oxtails, they don't raise the price on the daggone oxtails.
Yes,
oxtails are expensive now. Yeah. So what people started doing, said, you know what? We're going to go to the neck bones. Because the neck bones and oxtails, they're very similar, and you can cook them the same exact way, but you can get neck bones at a fraction of the cost of an oxtail.
For now.
How much is pig feet?
No, pig feet are actually pretty cheap. Pig feet don't cost a lot. Pig feet don't cost a lot.
But I think you said oxtails. They found out about oxtails and all of that stuff. But then now all of a sudden the liberals got into goats, which I'm so upset about as a Caribbean woman, because now they're sending up the price of the goat as well. And I'm like, listen, stop telling them our secrets, because I like my meat at a certain price. Okay, I like my meat at a certain price, and y'all coming out there and y'all trying to make it all trendy. Now it's making it more expensive. So how about just don't touch it?
Well, that's why you gotta come out, get you some land, and get your own, and then buy your own goats.
I know.
Yeah,
you
Crystal,
can't do that. Buy your own goats.
We had a Caribbean lady that had a corner store right across the street from my elementary school. Her name was Miss G, and she used to always have the beef patties. But me being a kid, I never knew anything about any of this. I always knew that this beef patty was just better than any other beef patty I ever had. And I used to always say, "Oh, what's this in the beef patty?" But I was talking about the patty. She's like, "Oh, it's the goat." And I was like, "The what?" That was the first time I had ever had.
Beef patties are good, and the goat ones are really good.
They were really good.
I'm a fan of Jamaican food, Caribbean food in general. Shout out to Prometheus, $2 super chat says, one of the best panels on YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. We'll be right back with the mess of the week, man. Oh my goodness. New segment. I forgot to tell you.
Man, you sure didn't tell us.
Yeah. Mess of the week. So let's get it.
It's a mess every week. Gotta be strong, can't be weak. These folks crazy, it's a mess in these streets. Get ready for the mess of the week. Ooh, girl, these folks so crazy.
Oh my God. All right, you guys. So this is the rant for the mess of the week. Keisha Lance Bottoms, Toast Atlanta. Keisha Lance Bottoms, Toast Atlanta is why we're talking about this mess. So Republican gubernatorial candidate Rick Jackson has been visiting Black-owned businesses around Georgia, talking to Black women, Black men, and small business owners. However, he's trying to compete for the Black vote. And the sisterhood, the 92%, Georgia, and Miss Keisha Lance Bottoms herself does not like the competition. The restaurant, the Toast, is facing backlash, and here's why, because this is where it gets really messy. Keisha Lance Bottoms, who's running for governor herself, has publicly criticized the business and is encouraging others to not support the business, all because the business supported Republican candidate Rick Jackson's event. We're talking about Black-owned businesses, and we're talking about a Black woman. Why would the same people who say support Black businesses are now ready to pull out all over politics? That's not empowerment. That's political punishment. And then when you think about it, it's not very confident of Black women who pride themselves in supporting their own businesses and who pride themselves in being bosses to go and silence someone all because they have a difference of opinion. So here are my thoughts. Keisha Lance Bottoms is outright outrageous, and Keisha Lance Bottoms should be nowhere near anybody's governorship, anybody's city hall, or anybody's anything in government. She ruined Atlanta and definitely will ruin the state of Georgia. In my opinion, Black businesses are just like any other business. Women-owned businesses are just like any other business. They should be supported, and it should not be political who they let in their establishment. Rick Jackson, who is a Republican, has reached out to multiple businesses, including Black-owned ones, which I have said multiple times on this channel and my own, that Republicans' outreach has been absolutely abysmal. And now we're seeing that they're at least trying. So why not try to reach out to those who normally wouldn't vote for you? Why not try to reach out to those who normally wouldn't give you a chance? Why not try, as Trump would say, what do you have to lose? Try something different. The point of all this is that Keisha Lance Bottoms and the 92% are being very messy. Keisha Lance Bottoms is absolutely what I call a travesty. Keisha Lance Bottoms is a disgrace to the state of Georgia. And that's my messy rant of the week.
It's a mess every week. Gotta be strong, can't be weak. These folks crazy, it's a mess in these streets. Get ready for the mess of the week. Ooh, girl, these folks so crazy.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
And that sounds like gutter buddy material.
That was my first time. I was so scared trying to read it off the teleprompter.
That was good.
You did absolutely well, Megan. I'm
nailed her. Yes,
I'm
you
100%
did.
with you because I told Brother Wise yesterday about. I said Keisha, instead of her being a true leader would have said something like what I said to everybody else. Rick Jackson has the right to go visit places where he's so-called unwelcome because he's trying to be the governor of Georgia, not just governor of a certain group of people. And so Keisha trying to stop that's ridiculous. But the beautiful thing is Black business owners, especially Black men business owners here in Georgia said, oh, really? You think you're going to tell us what to do? So now Rick Jackson has been to a barbershop here. They invited him to another barbershop in College Park area. Then he went to this restaurant here called Big Daddy's. They're like, listen, we're not playing with you. We gonna sit with Rick Jackson, and I appreciate that he's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why I chose it, because I just thought it was absolutely, it was messy that she got online and did that. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, like, this woman has a business and you may not win. So why do that to her business if she has to deal with, a Republican? I want the Republican to do something for my business as well. I just thought it was messy and nasty.
They don't care.
It is. No, they don't care. But this is a sign that lets you know that the Democrat Party has not changed.
Nope.
They are they are exactly who they were 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They have not changed. The only difference now is there's more Black people in the fold, but their mindset, their ideology, it is the exact same.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They'll destroy your business. No different than what they were doing way back when. They haven't changed.
Nope.
They haven't changed. And you just saw exactly what I always say about some of these the 92%ers. They're such catty Black women. And that right there, her behavior was very catty. What she went on and did was very catty. But I will say this. If you are in the Atlanta area, definitely go check out Toast on Lennox, because the food is really, really good. I know the chef. I've known the chef for years. The food is amazing. It is vibes. It's a lot of vibes. And they have multiple locations. I'm telling y'all, it is actually worth it. So as much as the left is trying to boycott them for doing this, people should show up and show out and show that they support, because you're when people actually make that stand, especially when Keisha said that they made a calculated decisions of risk and benefits, basically trying to say that they opened the door to Republicans, so no Black people should go there anymore, because everybody should show up. Everybody.
She knew what she was saying. It was just nasty. I said, wow, I didn't think she was going to do that.
Yeah, it's very nasty. Thank you to Prometheus. Oh, I read that one already, but appreciate that. Captain Caveman, $2 super chat says, "Shh, I need pig feet to stay cheap."
That's why I said it.
Needy with the 100 jewels. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Jim Boss, for the 2 jewels. We appreciate you. Thank you, Captain Caveman, $2 super chat. Say, excuse my intellectual
crunchy
verbiage, brother Wise. All good. You do your thing, brother.
That's right.
Thank you, Prometheus. $2 super chat says, on behalf of the amazing women on the panel, love. All right. Miss Tate's $5 super chat says, anytime someone advertises as Black owned, that's my clue not to shop there. Not sorry. I gotta say this, and I told my wife this, and she can attest. You're not a Black owned business. Just be a business owner. No one else in America does this. Everybody just opens a business, and it's just a business. No one has a sign out there that say Asian owned business, is Mexican owned business. They just own a business. Just own a business, provide good service, quality products, goods, whatever the case may be. Do it at a high level, and people will shop with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Simple as that.
That's right.
Yep.
And to be honest with
that's
you,
what I thought
it's not the flex that you think it is either. It's not the flex that you think it is.
It's a business. That's right.
It's actually a turnoff. And to be honest with you, because we got this crab in a bucket mentality, amongst a plethora of highly melanated folks. If they would prefer not to shop with you if they find out that that's your business. I'm not buying that Mercedes for that person. I'm not buying it. I'm not paying for their big old house. I'm not.
That's right.
I've heard these things. I've heard these things.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. That's why there's no Black stores.
Right. Right.
There should be way more Black hair salons and way more Black, beauty stores, being that they spend the most on it, but they won't, because they will do, like you said, be upset. They will act as if I'm supposed to get some type of discount, and apparently this woman's restaurant is very good. So if you are that, how they say they're that on, Black women owned businesses, why wouldn't you want non-Black groups to come and patronize this business so she can grow and expand? And then you can talk about her more and say, this Black woman expanded. You're not going to get it with the 92%. It's not enough for you.
That's right.
And the crazy thing is all that Black excellence.
The crazy thing is they don't even. This is the first of me hearing it titled as Black owned business once Rick Jackson went in there. Even though I know the owners, this is the first time I've heard it titled, because people were coming there. I'm talking about even in when I was in corporate America, commercial property management, the real estate agents, they were flocking there. Oh, Crystal, have you had lunch here? Let's go have. That was how I ended up there in the first place. When they were like, let's have lunch there, and it was not Black people that were inviting me to have this lunch. So that's what I'm saying. When it only comes into effect when they want to either hurt the business or so on and so forth. So they wanted to say this is a Black owned, female owned business and so on and so forth. But to Mika's point, do you remember? I think it was either in DC or Baltimore. Do you remember the young woman, Black woman who owned a hair store, and they unalived her because they were jealous of her business? I
remember that. They robbed her and or attempted robbery, and they ended up taking the young lady's life. That happened in Baltimore about at this point now. I guess it's gonna be 3 or 4 years ago or so. But yeah, it was all over the news and stuff. It's crazy.
Wow,
it's crazy. Wild. Can't have nothing. That's why I mean you're better off. You're better off not saying that this is Black owned, this, that, and the third. Plus, I mean, really, do you plan to sell to 100% of the population or 13% of the population?
Right.
Like,
it makes no sense business wise.
I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Just open a business, provide a good service, so forth and so on, and go about it that way.
My hair vending machine, the hair tape ins are for all. I don't care who uses it.
Shout out to Captain Caveman. $5 super chat says, these are very serious topics. I make light of it because I know God got us regardless. Hearing you guys laugh and smile solidifies my faith. I appreciate it.
Amen.
Thank you, Captain. And Terry Cisco, $5 super chat says, his smile doesn't reach his eyes as they are hard and blank. Yes.
Spot on, Terry Cisco.
Spot on. Spot on. I want to play this last clip for you guys, and then we're going to get ready to get out of here. And yes, Papa Di, we're not going to do a whole lot of overtime today. Celeste just get back, so we got to work her back in. Slowly. We got to work her back in slowly. This is her first time. Well, I want to play this clip. The DNC is going broke, or we could say the DNC is broke right now. It's amazing, what happens when that USAID money went away. All of a sudden, they just don't have the same type of bread anymore. Interesting. We'll play this clip for you guys. Minister Danzel, we'll give you the first word when we come back.
All right.
Parties as broke as their voters. Reports are stating the DNC just put its Washington, D.C. headquarters up as collateral for a $15 million loan just to keep operating ahead of the midterms. Critics are pointing to the 2024 Harris campaign, which spent $2 billion, while President Trump's 24 campaign spent $345 million. That's one expensive way to lose an election.
DNC $16.3 million in cash, but it has $18.5 million in debt, so it's technically underwater. Democrats are actually raising a lot of money, just not the Democratic National Committee. And I think it speaks to a larger issue, and that is people aren't giving money to institutions, they're giving money to individuals. And that's happening everywhere, right? So instead of the cable company holding all the power, people are now going direct to creators. I mean, the reason why we can make a good living doing this, we no longer have to go kiss the ass of some executive at MS Now to get distribution. People are no longer going to newspapers, they're going straight to Substack, and people are no longer going to political parties, they're going straight to the candidates. The DNC isn't broke because Democrats stopped caring. It's broke because the institution itself is becoming less relevant. Ossoff alone has raised $77 million, and 8 of the top 10 Senate fundraisers are Democrats.
Somebody's watching, all right. From a bunker in the DNC, Ken Martin sees those same commie walls closing in, and the man is straight up spiraling. He got angry and threw his phone at an intern. Quote, the phone tossing incident resulted in a formal complaint to the DNC's Human Resources Department. And it's not just HR working overtime. Where do you see finance? 99 days till the midterms, the DNC's $18 million in debt, with only 16 in the bank. Republicans, $128 million in the bank, 0 debt. Democrats are so broke, they put up their own headquarters as collateral for a $15 million loan. And they're begging vendors to sit on invoices until after the election. But sure, they know how to handle your money. Especially her, the woman who torched $1 billion and lost every swing state, because now she's back for seconds. Quote, heard that the Kamala Harris camp is telling people in California that she's preparing to run again for president in 2028.
And 7 minutes past the top of the hour, there is new reporting this morning
DNC story
on the dire financial situation for the Democratic National Committee. Now less than 100 days until the midterm elections. The New York Times reports the Democratic Party is so short on cash that leaders are asking vendors not to send bills until after the midterm elections. The paper spoke to 3 people briefed on the move, who called it a bookkeeping maneuver. The paper highlights a cash disparity between the two parties, noting that President Trump controls a $400 million super PAC. The Republican National Committee is sitting on nearly $130 million, while the DNC is $2 million in debt.
Yeah.
The news outlet Notice also has new reporting on the DNC putting its physical headquarters up for collateral last year in order to obtain a $15 million line of credit
this is just
to
so
help
pathetic.
Invest in off-year elections.
This is so pathetic.
We went through why Trump is unpopular on a whole host of issues. But the other reporting that we got this weekend was that the DNC is struggling. They are millions of dollars in debt. They are taking on they're so short on cash that they've asked their vendors not to bother to send bills until after the midterm elections. They have put a loan out on their headquarters to try to fund last year's off-year elections, not to mention any spending that they need to do this year. So they're not exactly in a strong position to lead the party in this moment, which actually could cause Democrats to take a really good year for them and maybe squander it.
So we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform, and I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay, replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
That right there says everything that you need to know about the direction of the Democrat Party. Not only are they hemorrhaging money, but they're being overtaken by the socialist communist wing of the party, the super far left progressives. And yeah, this is they're in trouble.
Yeah, and I think that the solution is worse than the condition. Listen, I would please bring the regular Democratic Party back. Bring them back. I'd rather fight them than to fight these communists. But it's good that they're losing their money. I have to say this, that Lindy Lee, what's her name? Lindy Lee, she did a great job making rounds.
Yes, she did.
Exposing, because we would have never known a lot of this stuff had she not come out. Remember, she was a Democrat. She was a fundraiser. She was the big money person, and she came out and just laid it all out for everybody, just what was going on. And I think she was very effective, because now people are not donating to them anymore, and that's good. But that's not enough. We can't just get rid of the money that's funding the Democratic Party. We have to deal with the message of the Democratic Party. We have to deal with, especially the Democratic Socialists, since they're the ones that's on the rise. We have to deal with their messaging. We have to deal with their campaigning and their money. We need to shut these people down, because they are a threat to our nation, and they're even worse than the Democrats were.
No, you're absolutely right, Minister Danzel. But the word is getting out.
Yes,
and you're absolutely right. I mean, the thing is, the billionaire donors that would normally fill the coffers of the DNC, they're not giving them any money. Like, y'all blew $1 billion with no real answers as to where and why and how this happened. And you lost.
In 107 days.
In 107 days. And the individual that y'all put the money behind has plans to do it again. No one in the party has said, hey, ma'am, we need you to go take 4 or 5 seats. Nobody has said that.
No,
nothing.
Absolutely not.
The celebrities don't. The celebrities don't give refunds. Just so you know,
who else they got? Who else do they have?
Nobody.
Go ahead, Crystal.
No, I was just saying the celebrities don't give refunds. So Beyonce allegedly was not going to give back. Neither was Roland Martin for just because Kamala lost does not mean they were going to give back all those funds. Let's just be real. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep
Oprah,
it.
That's right.
Exactly. They were going to keep no refunds once you hand them that check. Let me explain something. And this is something that I addressed last night as well, because I want people to understand. GOP is making money. They're raising money. They have money. The reason why is because you have something interesting happening right now. You remember when I said that the Lord is allowing the line of demarcation to take place, right? And so within the line of demarcation, what you're seeing is people no longer can be this quote unquote moderate Democrat, because there's no such thing as a moderate Democrat anymore. You're either crazy.
That's right.
There's so many words in my mind. Liberal. You're either all the way over there, or you're in common sense. These are the only options at this point.
That's right.
You can't you can't sit in the middle, and because the middle has no money. The middle is in red right now, because the middle, they're like, nah, you got to pick a side. You either rocking with us and our craziness, where we said we're getting rid of everything. We are going to burn down America. We're going to let all the illegals in. We're going to open it up. You remember, and as I said last night, the Lord says, broad is the way and many will find it. So that's that side. They want to let everybody in. Like heaven, they believe in borders, gates, wall, that whole side. So you're either on this side or that side. And people are making that decision. That's why Brother Wise did that video last night. Shout out to Brother Wise's video. Very true. Georgia, when President Trump came, the amount of Black people that showed up and showed out, when President Trump came into town, as many times as people say President Trump is not popular, because I just heard Abby Phillip just say it again, you know, President Trump is not popular. They're lying to you.
They lie like rug.
To you. They're saying that he's not popular. He's very popular because people are seeing him for what he is and not listening to just what the media says. They don't care what the media says. They're going to believe their own two eyes. They're going to believe what they're seeing happening in their neighborhoods and their communities and all these. They're believing that. They're not believing y'all crazies that sit down here and say that the whole all of America is burning down with Trump leading. They saw what happened between 2021 and 2024 with Sleepy Joe and Cackling Kamala and the auto pen. They saw exactly what happened and they don't want no more. So you either are on that side and that's growing, or I looked it up, the DSA membership is growing as well. So you have the crazy liberals. I want everything for free. We don't want capitalism. They're growing over there too because they're lunatics. So you have the people that are over there that, you know, birds of a feather flock together. These septum ring, blue hair, crazy people, they're banding together and they're raising their memberships. And then you have the GOP. And then smack dab in the middle, you have the Hakeem Jeffries, the Chuck Schumers that are begging to hold on right now. But you're not winning this right now.
Yeah,
because
but they're starting to align with the socialists because that's where the money is.
They have to go
They follow the money.
And that's what's going to happen. So I just wanted people to understand that when I keep telling y'all the middle is where Satan, the defense it belongs to Satan. That's in every aspect. You cannot, at this point in time, in every area, the Lord is making people make a decision. You either stand for what is right, stand for what is good, stand for the truth, stand for common sense, or you are walking around with the father, the synagogue of Satan, the confusion, the lawlessness, and the people who are trying to convince you that when you put socialism, communism in power, that you are the ones with the power. Yes. What y'all fail to realize is communism is about them getting the power and you being their slaves.
Yes,
that is the point of what they're trying to do. So when they said they're getting rid of the Senate, that they're getting rid of the president, they're getting rid of the Pentagon, they're getting rid of all these things because they want the power and they want no one else to touch it. And that is their plan. So shout out to the people that are coming from the confusion and coming into the light. But please don't bring your crazy over here. Because some of y'all, we've seen that say that, you know what, I am no longer a Democrat, but you jump over here to conservative and you still bring some of them crazy conservative values over the crazy liberal values over here and trying to confuse and indoctrinate people with your crazy. And it's problematic. And I've seen it. I've seen people that are yelling on the conservative side about reparations and slavery. I've seen them talking about how important certain things are in the community, but it's everything that is still Marxism. I'm telling you right now, and they're trying to bring it in to the conservative movement. So people, please pay attention. Do not vote red until you're dead. See who you're supporting. See who you're donating money to. Research it. You cannot be done with a smartphone if you actually use it.
Wow, that was a whole lot. But you're absolutely right. But again, when people show you who they are, believe them. I don't know how. I don't see why it's that difficult. When these people are telling you, "Hey, we want the borders open, but we also want to release the prisoners." We don't want you can just basically they want anarchy, complete anarchy. Do whatever it is that you want. That's
because they don't think it's going to happen. If these people have never been the reason why Trump said what he said about, you know, they're not sending their best, they're sending rapists and all this other stuff is because that's what was happening in their countries, like Honduras and other places, right? That's why initially a lot of those people were running because they were trying to get from there, right? But when it became a free fall, just everybody came, right? But here's the thing about it. They know what, you know, they were running from. If you ask the average person from those countries, and again, I I go to Cuba at least every other year. They will tell you they don't want to be there. Honduras, they don't want to be there, right? They know what's in those countries. And that's the reason why you have people like places like Mexico sending them back, places like Canada sending them back, right? Because they didn't know which ones they were getting. The crazy ones that they just keep letting out of the jail. I mean, even El Salvador at one point was the same way. And they had to get somebody, that was conservative in there to actually do something about that. Yes.
Yeah.
So they had to get somebody in there to do something about that. Anytime you have any of these places that have been communist, socialist, whatever you want to call it, those extra liberal free falls, they have to revert to conservatism. They have, in order for your economy to grow, you have to convert to capitalism because it's free market. It's the only place where you can actually grow an actual thriving economy. Because other than that, you're going to have somebody at the top, whether you want to call it a king and a queen, or whether you want to call it your representation. That's why they want to get rid of the Senate. That's why they want to get rid of the presidency. They don't really want to get rid of the military. They just don't want you having to say in the military, right? So at the end of the day, these people don't study enough of what these places used to be like. They only see the rhetoric that the liberal media spins on them now. Like there's some type of utopia, like somebody's doing them wrong, but they don't go and talk to the people that come from those places, right? If you want to really, want to talk to these illegals that are coming here, ask them what are the places, since you want them to be asylums, what are the places really like that they're coming from, other than Mexico, because Mexico is fine. But ask them, like, what are these places really like? And you will see that they don't like this communism or any of that more than you. That's why they're dying to get here. That's why they want to come here, because they understand the free markets, right? They don't want to go and make Honduras great again. So I say all that to say, the liberal people are absolutely confused. They're absolutely insane. Because only an insane person would want to subjugate themselves to that type of nonsense. But we as conservatives absolutely have to separate ourselves from it. I have no problem with saying, I don't know. I don't want to live in a liberal community. I'm not for diversity, because diversity affects my child's schooling. Diversity affects what I want my child to learn. Diversity affects what type of people can come into my neighborhood, because I snitch. If I see you in my neighborhood, I snitch. So with that being said, I need to have control over that. And in these socialized societies like New York under Mamdani, you don't get that. But again, these people are voting for it. The DNC, they're done. They're absolutely done. There's no getting back to the Democrats from the 90s, where they were they had some sense of conservative values. There's no more of that. You're either far left or far right.
No, you're absolutely right there. What I want to see, especially, within the highly melanated individuals in America, is that a lot of them are still lost, thinking that the Democratic Party is what they thought it was, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And they don't understand that Democratic Party no longer exists. It no longer exists. And the thing is, the reality of it is, it was never actually good for you. But what you think it is not what it is anymore. And the other thing is, when they say, oh, we want to get rid of prisons, well, yeah, for criminals, but they will keep the prisons for people that actually go against what they believe. You see what happens in Venezuela and Cuba. Anybody that goes against the party and what they believe, they will lock you up. So they lock you up. That's right. Prisons completely, because as soon as you go against the grain and go against what their beliefs are, I promise you will find yourself in a prison cell. I promise you, with no due process. As much as they talk about due process, no. You will be in prison. You see what happened out in Venezuela. They just locked up pastors and just threw away the key. No due process, no court case, no nothing. You went against the regime. That was enough. And all it took one person to say that you did it. It may or may not have been true.
Right.
Yes. But isn't that like, and when you talk about putting them in power, look what Nicaragua just did. They elected the president, and he said no more elections. These are the things that's happening.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when these people come out and tell you, well, we want to get rid of the Senate, we want to get rid of the presidency, that means that they want ultimate control.
That's
They
right.
want a handful of
There you go.
people who have all of the power. They're telling you this in so many words. Just read between the lines.
Yep.
Celeste, we'll give you the last word on this. We're gonna get up out of here.
Well, to be honest, I'm okay that they don't have any money. I think that
Me
bankrupt
too.
is. I think they should run their party like they run the places that they rule, and they just spend with reckless abandon. And now, they're seeing what happens when you behave that way. The problem is the two problems. The first is they're circumventing the Democrat Party. So the chiefdoms like Jeffries and before him Pelosi cannot now appoint winners and losers. They can't pick who's going to be in what spots. The people are directly picking their candidates. Unfortunately, the people, their rabid base is picking these very, very far less, best case scenarios, Marxist, but more realistically, communist candidates is what they're picking. However, none of this means anything to me. What I'm trying to figure out is how much does it cost to cheat? Because we got an election coming up. And even if they don't have no money, I'm not sure that means they still can't stuff a ballot box.
That's right.
Or get an illegal to sign or a homeless person to fill out 3 ballots and sign them with their feet. I don't know. I just want to know how much does it cost to cheat, because I want these people out of my elections. And they have a history. Go and study the Democrat history. These people are expert. I'm telling you, they don't have a lot of expertise, but this is one they certainly can tout. They are expert at figuring out how to circumvent an actual election with actual eligible citizens. They know how to move around that. So they're not having money. Although people on the right are celebrating that, I'm not so sure that we should be celebrating that. I think we have got to be vigilant on the count and vigilant. So if we have, if you want this midterm, and believe me, there is going to be no end. Even if they're saying it's not going to be a blue wave, it might just be a blue trickle. It does not matter if they win by 1 seat.
That's right.
It does not matter. The fact is they won.
That's right.
We are in a game of winners and losers. Okay. And just because they were supposed to take 24 and only took 1 is no victory for us. The fact that they win means that they can stymie Trump's agenda. It means that they can start impeachment process, not just against Trump, but against the entire cabinet. Their lawfare will spin back up again.
That's right.
And they will start trying to get the activists. It will send a message to all the social media. Just wait. The country's going to get rid of this. You can go back to censoring the right on all your social media. 1 seat is 1 too many.
That's right.
You cannot let them have this.
Amen.
You cannot let them have this. And what we have to find out, who cares whether or not they have a dime or a dollar? What we need to know is, can that prevent them from cheating? And if not, what can? Because that is the only thing we need to know about, is counting the votes.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen.
You're absolutely
Everything
right.
else
That's where they cheat at.
Yes.
Reese Super Chat saying we're going to get out of here. Thank you, Miss Tate. $2 Super Chat says money is green, not black. I'm in agreement with you there. Captain Caveman, $5 Super Chat says good thing you're at the end. I'm at my afterpay limit for my Super Chats. So don't judge me. I'm poor. I'm a poor person, of course. Thank you, Captain Caveman.
Hey,
Captain Caveman, $2 Super Chat says the participation trophy kids are now adults. Yes. Thank you, Kathy Cross, for the $5 Super Chat. Says we told liberals years ago their ideals would bring in socialism, and they mocked us.
Now reality sets in.
Miss Tate, $2 Super Chat says that's why they kick and scream not to be deported. Oh yeah. Mr. Midwest come through, $5 Super Chat says yes, exactly. Crystal, my wife is from Nicaragua, and she just told me no meal more. We won't visit ever. Scary hours, like Wu-Tang said. And with that being said, we're going to get ready to get up out of here, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out with us today. on this fine Tuesday, man. You guys be blessed. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the day and the remainder of the week. Come back, hang out with us on Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. We'll appreciate everybody that support the channel financially today through Super Chat, Super Sticker, gems. We'll appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the ARP family. Shout out to the CBL family. No, what are you calling them now?
GVC.
GVC, look at you.
Okay.
We gotta get a little more creative. We gotta come up. We got a little more creative. Okay, GVC family. Thanks. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much. All the blues, man. We appreciate you guys. We'll thank you for your support as well, helping to keep things peaceful in the chat. We'll appreciate you guys. Hit the like button on the way out the building. Thank you, Minister Danzel, Crystal, Mika, and Celeste. Hey, be on the lookout, man. Y'all gonna see mess of the week on Tuesdays. Officially. You will have the Minister Mind Trust in the beginning. We'll have the mess of the week. Towards the end. What y'all think about the bumper, man? Was the bumper good?
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah. And people were saying in the chat they love the song. They love it.
I absolutely. I'm a stickler for a good theme song.
Right on point.
All right, good. So
I changed it. I changed it, Brother Wise. It's not the GVC. We're going to call them the jurors since it's the verdict.
Oh, I like that.
I like it. I like that. I like that even better. Yeah.
The
jurors. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, come hang out with us on Thursday morning. Appreciate you guys pulling up today, man. As always, I'm gonna go outside and go touch some grass. I gotta get outside, man. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. And the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.